Hogan keeping it himself across the line and into the end zone. Touchdown, Dragons. That's the tight end wide open over the middle. There's the catch and the touchdown.
Pittsburgh Sports Live is presented by Crocan, your community technology partner. Don't get bit by slow speeds and high prices. Get Gigabit, the fastest internet in Southeast Kansas. Learn more about Crocan's no-nonsense pricing and multi-gig internet at ckt.net. Good evening, everybody. Welcome out to historic Hutchison Field in downtown Pittsburgh, Kansas. A beautiful night for football here for this homecoming night for the Pittsburgh Purple Dragons. This is their home opener this season. They've been road warriors playing their first 3 games of the season on the road, and they're coming into tonight's game at 1-2, and they'll be taking on their historic rival, the Fort Scott Tigers, coming in tonight's game with an identical 1-2 record. I'm Josh Ledner. Alongside me, the man, the myth, the legend, the grill master, J.J. Carlinger. And J.J., you're out grilling some hot dogs before the game, and mysteriously, I did not get a hot dog, and but you seem to be no worse for wear.
No, I made it through.
Yeah.
The middle school teams had a little tailgate to kind of get things started tonight before the high school game, so we got to feed them all and get them all pumped up and get them out there.
Well, right on, and it's, again, like I said, a beautiful night as the sun's starting to set over Broadway here in downtown Pittsburgh, and the Dragons looking to turn things around after a tough game last week on the road at Labette County. Fort Scott coming off of a narrow victory, 15-8 over Independence, and so Fort Scott just 1-2. They got their first win of the season last week. Dragons looking for their second win of the season tonight, and really couldn't ask for a much better atmosphere.
No, and I think after the loss last week, I think all the boys knew what that was. I mean, it was a historic loss, not in terms of the game and how it was played, just by the fact that they had never beat us before. So that's something that they're going to come in tonight, I think, with a chip on their shoulder, and I think Fort Scott needs to look out because I think the Dragons are angry and looking to get some payback. Starting
tonight at quarterback for the Dragons is excuse me, I'm like messing with buttons and stuff here. Jamarcus Davis is starting tonight for Pittsburgh, and we got to see him a little bit in the second half last week against Labette County. Came into the game, Dragons trailing 20-7, and he came up 6 feet short of extending that game for Pittsburgh High, and he really kind of changed the way the offense looked when he came into the game last week. That dual threat type of quarterback, did a lot with his feet, threw some good passes as well.
Yes, he did.
And really kind of took a positive turn in that second half for Pittsburgh High. Came up just short of getting the victory, or at least a tie, and extending that game. But tonight he's going to get 4 quarters to go to work against this Fort Scott squad, and I think that's got to be pretty exciting for Dragon fans because he's pretty much a game changer when he came in last week.
Yeah, Jamarcus is excited, so we had an opportunity to just kind of see him for just a second, and you can tell the look on his face, the swagger he's got. He's going to come in tonight. He's looking to make some big things happen. So I think with that addition that we have there and all the other boys coming back, Dawson Hall had some great runs last week. So, yeah, let's see what happens with it tonight. I'm excited.
Well, before we get rolling any further, we do want to let you know that the Purple Dragon pregame show is brought to you by Community National Bank and Trust, your neighbors, your partners, and your biggest supporters. From personal and business banking to mortgages, credit cards, and investments, CNB has the tools you need with the services you deserve. Learn more at mybankcnb.com. Community National Bank and Trust, where community comes first. We'll step away for our first break of our pregame show, and we'll be back. We'll take a look at some of the games going on around the area, some of the scores from last week. We'll get starting lineups, keys to the game, all that stuff coming up right after this. You're watching Dragon Football on Pittsburgh Sports Live.
Today we're going to do an experiment to see just how fast Crawlcan's multi-gig internet is. In your email, you'll find 2 links. When I say go, click on the first link to download the 500 gigabyte test file. Go! Okay, now when I say go, click on the second link in your email to upload the file. Go! I guess it really does eclipse all other internet.
Release the Crawcan. Monstrous multi-gig speeds for a low, no-nonsense price. Having the right financial partner can make all the difference. Community National Bank and Trust believes banking should do more than just hold your money. We support your goals, simplify your day-to-day, and give you room to grow with quality banking services. Withdraw, transfer, invest, apply for loans, and talk with our banking professionals online, over the phone, or in person. Let Community National Bank and Trust help you build a banking experience that works for you. Community National Bank and Trust, equal housing lender and member FDIC.
Whether you're trying to make the most of the next harvest, navigating a changing business landscape, or planning for the next chapter in your life, the professionals at Prime Accounting Solutions are here to help. With 10 locations, Prime Accounting offers convenient, friendly accounting and tax services at a fair price. Payroll, bookkeeping, business planning, personal tax filing, and more. And now Prime is the place to go for insurance. To find a location near you, go to primeaccounting.net.
Having the right financial partner can make all the difference. Community National Bank and Trust believes banking should do more than just hold your money. We support your goals, simplify your day-to-day, and give you room to grow with quality banking services. Withdraw, transfer, invest, apply for loans, and talk with our banking professionals online, over the phone, or in person. Let Community National Bank and Trust help you build a banking experience that works for you. Community National Bank and Trust, equal housing lender and member FDIC.
Welcome back to Hutchison Field, downtown Pittsburg, Kansas, getting set for tonight's matchup between the Purple Dragons and the Fort Scott Tigers. I'm Josh Lettner, alongside me, J.J. Carlinger, and this is just one of many games going on around the state of Kansas tonight. We've assembled a few that you might have a remote interest in, and some scores from last week. Let's go ahead and take a look at those scores from last week's action. We know the Dragons fell 20-13 to Lebec County. First time in recorded history that the Grizzlies defeated the Dragons, and that's enough talking about that. Chanute fell to McPherson 42-12. Galena defeated Afton, Oklahoma 41-0. St. Thomas Aquinas beat Blue Valley 42-21. Emporia went into Coffeyville and put the smack down 50-0 on the Golden Tornado. Southeast fell to South Sumner Co-op, and I believe that's Wichita Southeast, 50-19. Frontenac defeated Riverton 49-14. Oswego whipped up on Colony Crest 45-0. Like I mentioned earlier, Fort Scott edged out Independence 15-8. Northeast defeated was beat by Marmonton Valley 70-24. Iola fell to Santa Fe Trail 49-6. Colgan beat Columbus 55-13. Yates Center edged out St. Paul 30-28. Humboldt beat Erie 42-12. And Ottawa pounded on Paola 40-7. Now going on around the state this week, Chanute is at Nemaha Central. Chanute 2-1, Nemaha Central 3-0. The undefeated Colgan Panthers travel up to Lynn County to take on Pleasanton. They are 1-2. Frontenac at 2-1 is at Girard tonight. That's a rivalry game there, 2-1. That's where old B.J. Harris is tonight.
Is he?
Anybody's trying to track him down. Howard West Elk hosts Oswego. Oswego comes in 2-1. Howard West Elk 1-2. Neoda Shea at 2-1 travels to 0-3 Columbus. So the Fighting Titans looking to get their first win tonight at home. Humboldt at 1-2 plays host to 2-1 Eureka. Labette County with their 3-0 unblemished record goes on the road to Wellington, and they've played Winfield and Wellington. So there's no school too far west for Labette County to take them on. Topeka hosts Emporia. Both of those teams 2-1 this season. Independence at 1-2 travels to 0-3 Coffeyville. That's a rivalry game. Somebody's got to win that one. And Uniontown at 2-1 hosts 1-2 Southeast. Central Burden, again, way out west there by Winfield. They travel to Northeast. Both of those teams are 1-2. And Jayhawk Lynn at 1-2 travels to Erie. They are 0-3. 2-1 Anderson County's at 0-3 Iola. 2-1 Baxter Springs is at 1-2 Parsons. And 0-3 Riverton travels to 2-1 Cherryvale. 1-2 St. Paul hosts 1-2 Colony Crest. So those are the games going on around the area tonight, and we're hoping that maybe BJ will text us some of those Frontenac Girard scores.
That'd be nice.
I have a feeling that if Frontenac starts pulling away, we might quit getting score updates from that one. I don't know.
No.
But hopefully he'll give us some score updates from that game, because I know that's one of interest to folks in the area. Purple Dragons getting ready to take the field right now on this homecoming night, and the Dragons trying to put last week's game behind them and kind of drown out some distractions that come along with any sort of homecoming game and get a victory here tonight against a Fort Scott team that, just like the Dragons, they've kind of have a hard time getting any offense going this year. And they're coming off a win over Independence last week, so it should be a good game here tonight on Pittsburg Sports Live. We'll step away for a quick break. We'll come back, get you JJ's keys to the game and the starting lineups as we get closer to kickoff. I can't see the clock to tell how far it is away, but it's a ways off. All that coming up right after this. You're watching Pittsburg High School football on Pittsburg Sports Live.
At the Farm and Ranch Division of the Four-State Agency, we're a team of experts who genuinely care about you and your farming operation. That's why whether it's a visit to your farm or a friendly chat at our office, we're committed to delivering the service you deserve. Our team is fully licensed in both crop insurance and LRP, allowing us to cover your entire farming operation across Kansas, Missouri, Oklahoma, and Arkansas. Contact us today to see how we can help.
Selling equipment can be a hassle, whether you're needing to replace an old tractor or you're finally getting to retire. The time and energy needed to clean, prep, promote, and sell seems daunting. That's why you need Tyler Jackman and Big Iron Auctions. From one piece to the whole farm, Big Iron Auctions can deliver your items to more than 750,000 registered bidders. Call Tyler Jackman at 620-404-8115 or learn more at BigIronAuctions.com.
At Girard Medical Center, our physical and occupational therapy department is dedicated to helping you bounce back stronger. Whether you're recovering from an injury, surgery, or just want to move better every day. From student athletes to seniors, we provide personalized care and expert support right here at home. To learn more about our therapy department and our other services, visit GirardMedicalCenter.com, a proud supporter of the Girard Trojans and your hometown team for health and healing. Rooted in rural, focused on you.
From the phone call to the service call, Roto-Rooter is there with fast and reliable sewer and drain service. From repair and replacement to septic and grease trap pumping, Roto-Rooter is here for you. With video inspections, Roto-Rooter can identify the exact issue to get the repair done quickly and correctly. Complete sewer line repairs or replacements, Roto-Rooter has you covered. Serving Crawford, Bourbon, and Cherokee counties, Roto-Rooter, 620-231-5630.
Welcome back to historic Hutchison Field, downtown Pittsburg, Kansas, getting set for tonight's home opener for the 2025 Purple Dragon football season. And just so happens to be homecoming tonight as Dragons get set to take on the Fort Scott Tigers. We saw the homecoming festivities that took place before the game.
Yeah.
Next year, perhaps we'll get those on the air for you. We apologize. But congratulations to all King and Queen candidates this year. As you see the Purple Dragon Marching Band out there on the field, getting the crowd ready to go, getting them fired up for tonight's game, which is going to be a good one. You got a couple teams with offenses that have kind of struggled to find the end zone to put drives together this season. JJ, what do you think the keys for the game are tonight?
Well, on Pittsburgh's side, it's going to be Jamarcus Davis taking over at quarterback. He adds a new dimension to the offense that we haven't seen yet, and more importantly, Fort Scott really hasn't seen yet. So he's going to be a surprise to them. But Malcolm Riley running the ball as fast and as hard as he does. And then, of course, the fellows over on defense, whether it's Malachi Meadows or Pinamani, Demarius Partee, all those guys, I think they're hungry after that game last week, and I think they're going to come out and play hard tonight.
All right, those keys to the game brought to you by Vietti Auto Body and Alignment in Pittsburgh on the corner of 4th and Joplin since 1948. They're the official tire and car care provider of Pittsburgh Sports Live. With John Holland and Bill Hunt now in the Vietti Alignment Shop, if it can be aligned, those guys will align it. From golf carts and side-by-sides all the way up to F550s and small buses, they'll get it done. Schedule your appointment by calling Vietti Auto Body and Alignment, 620-231-6230. Well, rumor has it we're about 12 minutes away from kickoff here tonight between the Dragons and the Tigers. Both teams coming in tonight 1-2, trying to get back to 500 on the year. And we'll step away for our second break of the pregame show. We'll come back, third break of the pregame show. Counting's hard. And when we come back, we'll get you the starting lineups and be ready for kickoff. Dragons and the Tigers coming up on Pittsburgh Sports Live.
Nothing says luxury like a Lincoln. Take advantage of 0% financing for 66 months right now on the all-new Lincoln Navigator. Come see us today at Mike Carpino Family of Ford Lincoln Dealerships, Columbus, Parsons, Pittsburgh.
When it comes to having your labs drawn, you have a choice of where to go. For 30 years, MagLab has focused on providing quality lab work that is accurate and timely. MagLab's walk-in service typically gets you in and out in under 5 minutes with same-day results. Locally owned and operated, MagLab takes most insurances, including Medicaid, and has historically had the lowest out-of-pocket prices. So when it comes to having labs drawn, don't be told where to go. Choose for yourself. Choose MagLab.
It's the rush. Every touchdown, basket, goal, or lap is filled with excitement. It's why we love the game. It's why we play the game. It's also why we bet on the game. The rush is why we need a plan to bet responsibly and not lose more than we can afford. Problem sports gambling can ruin the love we have for sports. So know when enough is enough. Know when the game is playing you. Contact 1-800-GAMBLER for help today.
Those aren't spirit fingers.
They look suspicious.
Spirit
Those are. Well done.
Welcome back to Hutch Field, downtown Pittsburgh, Kansas. Getting set for kickoff tonight between the Pittsburgh Purple Dragons and the Fort Scott Tigers. Time to talk some starting lineups for tonight's game. And, I don't know. Let's start with the Pittsburgh Purple Dragons. They're going to start number 1 at wide receiver, 6'3" senior Danny Durden. And again at wide receiver tonight wearing number 24, Cortland Jones Jr. He's a 5'10", 150-pound senior. Jamarcus Davis gets the start at quarterback, 5'10", 170-pound junior. Number 8, Dawson Hall, a 5'9", 195-pound senior. Senior tight end Cole Hayden, he's number 14 on your roster. Number 21, Malachi Meadows at wide receiver, 5'10", senior. And running back Malcolm Riley, 6-foot senior, 185. And then up front, Mason Benson, Logan Southard, Alex Henspeter, J.C. Patterson, and Dawson Mooney. We'll take a pause now for our national anthem.
Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing as a Parsons High School, Perfection Pittsburgh High School marching band under the direction of Andy Allison plays our national anthem. Would you please remain standing and please remove your flags? As the Pittsburg High School marching band, no direction, the senior drum major, Alan Allison, performs the national anthem.
Pittsburg High School Marching Band with our national anthems. We get set for kickoff here in Pittsburg between the Dragons and the Fort Scott Tigers. And we mentioned earlier both teams coming in at 1-2 on this season. Pittsburg coming off a 2013 loss at Labette County. Week 1, they got a 14-point win at Emporia to start the season off, but then a tough, 35-6 loss on the road to Shawnee Mission South. Then last week, a tough road loss to Labette County, and that's one I'm sure the Dragons like to have back because there are a couple different plays there. And if they'd gone Pittsburgh's way or a call here or there had gone Pittsburgh's way, they would have come away with a victory in that one, and, these guys know it. And so I think they're if you're Fort Scott tonight, you're going to have a little bit of frustration taken out on you, I think, in this game tonight.
Well, that and the fact that it's a rivalry game.
Yeah.
I mean, so I think homecoming added on to that. No one wants to go to the homecoming dance after a loss,
the
obviously.
general animosity, you know, just years of
I grit my teeth every time I drive through Fort Scott.
Right, like, you call that a bypass? What is that? Anyway, Fort Scott started the season with a 34-6 loss at Paola back on September 5th, followed it up with a 25-22 home loss against Parsons. You know that one stings because that's the first time Parsons had defeated Fort Scott since 1993 or 4. There was 2 years in there where Parsons won back-to-back and then never again until now. I was at one of those games, 93, 94. It's all kind of hazy to me.
Just a young'un.
Yeah, there's a lot of sleeps between now and then. But, Fort Scott coming in at 1-2. They defeated Independence, last week, 15-8. So they really haven't been scoring a lot of points this year. And the Dragons are hoping to keep that theme going. But Pittsburgh really hoping to wake their offense up. And like you mentioned in your keys to the game, Jamarcus Davis, I think, will be a difference maker in that category.
Yeah, I agree with that. Fort Scott defense is the better half of the coin for them. But I think Pittsburgh's offense is really going to get it going tonight. Have a little something special on the line with it being, again, the rivalry, homecoming and all that. And then Jamarcus coming in and being the starting quarterback.
Well, I would be remiss if I didn't mention that this is a great crowd on hand tonight here at Hutch Field. The home side completely full to kind of bursting at the seams. And Fort Scott's traveled pretty well over there on the visiting side. There's even some Frontenac fans over there.
Oh, there sure is.
Yeah, looking to see how the Joneses are doing, I guess. And welcome, y'all. But it's a great atmosphere for high school football here tonight. Pretty warm down on the field. It was about 80 degrees when I showed up earlier. So Hydration, I think, will be a factor tonight, JJ, and we saw kids cramping up the first week at Emporia, the second week at Shawnee Mission South. Last week it was 50 degrees, not too much cramping, but tonight I think it could be a factor with the heat.
Yeah, you have to imagine Coach Lapp probably got that worked out after week 1 and has them on proper hydration.
Yes, yes.
So,
get your electrolytes. Yeah. All right.
What a beautiful night for football here.
Kind of a slowly unfolding coin toss here. It's I think the Romans built bridges in less time, but now both teams headed out for.
Oh, they got some junior dragons going out with them tonight. Yeah, that's one of the things that all the junior dragons look forward to, being able to be a part of this, and it really it shows them in such a great light. I mean, here these big guys are, and they look up to them, and they get to take them out to the middle of the field and go through the coin flip with them.
Class of 2030 out there. I don't know. No, that's not right. 2035, 2035.
Probably more like that. Yeah.
2030 used to be a lot further away.
The math is hard. You said that.
It's so hard. No, that's why all my stats are very unofficial. So try and decipher what's going on out there at the coin toss. It's not for any lack of television coverage out there for the coin toss. I think I see the one and only Joe McGrath out there. Let's see how this goes. All right. Pittsburgh won the toss, and they have elected to receive. So Fort Scott will get the ball to start the second half. And normally this season when the Dragons have won the toss, they've deferred. So tonight a little bit of a shake-up.
I love it.
And they're going to take the ball. So we'll see Pittsburgh's offense to start things off here tonight.
Coach Latt fired up. Look at him down there. He's getting the boys going. Look at him go.
Getting those junior Dragons fired up too.
Yeah, definitely.
Get those guys some helmets. They're way down on the depth chart.
Coach Latimer, a Fort Scott product himself.
We don't need to talk about that.
Well, he came to the good side.
Don't bring up old stuff. He saw the light. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Purple light.
Yeah. All right, get set for our opening kick, brought to you by B&B Excavating. The numbers don't lie. Dirt's heavy, so trust the guys at B&B Excavating to move what needs moving. Specializing in septic systems, water line install and repair, driveways, rock rolling, and leveling. Call B&B Excavating at 620-724-2735. So Danny Durden Jr. and his new number 24, the deep man for the Dragons.
Cortland.
Oh, Cortland Jones, excuse me.
Cortland swapped out.
Yeah, he swapped out to 24. He's normally number 2, but there was some mishap with a freshman and his jersey, and
it happens.
Some damage to a jersey. I didn't get all the details, but he's number 24 tonight, and he's the deep man back to receive for the Dragons. Corday Haynes back as well, along with Jamarcus Davis over there on the far side. The up man is Malachi Meadows. Caleb Hall set to kick it away for Fort Scott, 5'7" senior. Handles their place kicking duties. Dragon sideline all fired up. The kick's short little hopper. Did not go 10 yards. It didn't go 10 yards. And it should be Pittsburgh ball here unless somebody's.
Surely they saw that.
Unless somebody's blind. Yeah, it should be Pittsburgh ball. It did not go 10 yards. And the rule on an onside kick like that. There's the flag finally.
There we go.
There we go.
A little bit of a delay kind of made me wonder for a second.
Looks like we're going to play by the rules tonight. All right. So the Dragons take over with fantastic field position at midfield. Here I start my clandestine stat keeping efforts. Oh no, they're going to start in Fort Scott territory at the 45 after the flag.
Yeah.
So that's what I get for speculating.
So even better, we started with fantastic, now it's fantastic.
Now it's super fantastic.
Yeah.
Davis under center. Riley in the backfield. Davis going to keep on the option far side, cuts inside, and he's having a gain about 4 on first down. I'll bring up 2nd down and 6, and there you see what the Dragons are wanting to do with that dual threat that Jamarcus Davis brings to the game.
Good push up front. Davis able just to kind of sneak through there and get his shoulders around, pick up a nice gain for him.
Brings up 2nd down and 6, the 41 of the Tigers. As a onside kick misadventure gave the Dragons great field position at the 45 to start this drive. They'll put a man in motion. Here's the snap. Davis brought down by 2 Fort Scott defenders who busted through the line. Good penetration right through the middle of that offensive line for the Tigers, and that stops that one for no gain. It'll bring up a 3rd down and 6.
But one thing the Dragons, especially Davis and his running backs, have to appreciate the way his tight end and receivers were blocking downfield. There was a battle going on, double team on the D-back out here, and just took him down to the ground.
Yeah, so maybe a suplex, I believe, might be the 3 wide in this set. Riley, the lone back in the backfield behind Jamarcus Davis. Here's the snap. Davis rolling near side, looking. He's being pressured, gets around the corner. Now he's going to let it fly, and he's too high for his intended receiver, Dexter Williams. I'm sorry. Not Dexter. Get it together with this paperwork tonight. Intended for Corday Haynes, or excuse me.
25 out there for Fort Scott, trying to get a holding call. Didn't work for him, although he might have had a little bit of a point there.
You know.
But
brings up a 4th down and 6 for the Dragons at the 41. They're going to punt this one away. Low angling punt, hits at the 15. Great hop for the Dragons if they can stop it inside the 5. It's going to be down at the 4-yard line by Landon Profit. And Fort Scott pinned deep for their first drive.
And I want to point out there, number 53, Kane C., the long snapper. That was an amazing snap. That was something else there. I'm proud to see him get it back there the way he did. You don't see that quite the velocity that you do.
Yeah.
But that was humming.
A bullet, yeah. And not too often the long snapper gets a shout out.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I'm another big guy.
Your equal opportunity. Yeah. So Caleb Cannon leads the Fort Scott offense to the line. They'll hand off straight ahead. Nice gain on first down out to about the 11-yard line. And that was Cannon himself carrying.
It's like Landon Profit there with the tackle.
Gain of 8 on first down brings up a 2nd down and 2 at the 12.
Had a chance to watch Landon's little brother last night. He's a 7th grader, played up a little bit in the 8th grade. And, the Prophet lineage is carrying on with the younger 2 Prophets as well here.
Cannon under center, I formation behind him in the backfield. Again, the handoff goes fullback straight ahead. And they're going to be close to a first down. Only needed 2 yards. Out to the 14 is the line to gain. And if they didn't get it, they're right at it.
Yeah, they're awful close.
So call it a 3rd down and 1.
It's like maybe Parker Pinamani in on the tackle. He was definitely in on the tackle. I'm not sure if he was first to make contact, but certainly part of that big old pile.
So the ball now at the 13. They just need 1 yard for the first down. Double tight I formation for the Tigers. Dragons showing pressure. They'll go fullback straight ahead. Looks like they're going to have it, but not for lack of action and acrobatics there. As one of the Dragons went on top of the pile and ended up somersaulting?
Yeah,
What would you call that?
I think that was number 8, Dawson Hall, taking that leap up there. That was impressive.
And there was no gain on the play, so big
go,
stand
boys.
by that Dragon defense, and now Fort Scott in a punting situation, and they'll bring out Abel Chaplin to punt the ball away for him.
That's got to be just a huge motivational
Oh,
factor.
high snap over Chaplin's head, out the back of the end zone, and it's a safety for the Dragons. They take an early 2-0 lead here in the bottom of the first.
There we go. Safety dance. You can dance if you want to.
But only if you want to. So I will not.
Nah.
Dragons lead at 2-0. Jeez. Keep this stat sheet together.
Nice stand there by the defense, able to get the momentum on your side. It's going to pay off towards your offense as well. They see that the defense is scoring points for you, so I'm sure now the offense wants to respond and put the ball in the end zone.
And that, you called the long snapper out for the Dragons C with a great snap.
Right.
And then the opposite occurs for Fort Scott. He sails that long snap over the punter's head by about 3 yards.
Oh, yeah.
Nobody was going to catch that snap.
See, when long snapping goes wrong.
Yep.
That's what can happen.
Mm-hmm. Everybody's job is important.
Sure.
Especially anybody who touches the ball.
Yeah. You don't want to see happen what just happened to Fort Scott.
Right. And if you're a long snapper, you don't usually want your name mentioned at all. 8:32 to play, first quarter. Dragons up 2-0. There's the free kick. Nice high spiraling punt. Man, that's real good kick. And
Cortland Jones
has it, and he's brought down at about the 25, so good coverage by Fort Scott. I thought for a moment that punt may have outkicked his coverage, but not the case, as Cortland Jones really know where to go with it. Brought down at the 25. It's where the Dragons will take over 1st and 10.
Fantastic hang time and height on that punt. It just hung up there for a real long time, but Jones able to get back on there and get it before it took a bad roll for the Dragons.
So a double tight set this time. Davis under center. One back in the backfield. They'll put a man in motion near side. That's Profit. Now he'll go back to his wing back position. Trying to get a read on the defense. Handoff straight ahead to Riley, and he's submarined, undercut after a gain of about 3 on first down, up to the 28.
Good tough run. That's what you come to expect from Malcolm Riley.
Pittsburgh a little undersized in the trenches compared to Fort Scott, but if their defense plays well and this offense can stay out on the field, fatigue could become a factor. Davis rolling near side, cutting inside. He runs through the contact across the 35 to about the 36. That'll be enough to move the chains for the Dragons for their first down of the night.
That's what this offense is built on, that option. He had an opportunity if he wanted to. He could have pitched out, decided to keep it himself, and still go and get the first down. Works perfect. That's how you draw it up.
Call it a gain of 9 on the play.
I'll take that every time.
Yeah, first down and 10 for the Dragons. They'll stick with this double tight set. This time the wide receiver off to the far side. Riley the lone back in the backfield. Put Derringer in motion. Now they'll run option. And Davis keeps it again, and another gain of about 7 yards on first down, up to about the 43.5-yard line.
Hey, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah.
The runs like that will keep you in business.
Call that a gain of 6, a long 6. They'll bring up a second down and a short 4. Under 7 minutes to play first half. Pittsburgh leading 2-0 after a safety on a bad snap in Fort Scott's end zone. Put a man in motion again. This time Davis pitches to the outside. Profit with it. Rounds the corner across midfield. Gets across the 45 and brought down at the 43 inside Fort Scott territory. And a Dragon first down.
big run there, set up by a big block by Malcolm Riley. Really busted it open, and Profit able to squeeze through there and pick up a huge chunk of yards.
Call it a gain of 14 on the play. We went from the Dragon 43 to the Fort Scott 43. Now the lone receiver off to the far side, Malachi Meadows. Riley still the lone back in the backfield. Dragons with this bunch formation. They'll put Derringer in motion again. Now option to the far side. Davis takes a shot in the thigh, but able to fall forward. There's a flag down, and we'll see what the flag is all about. It's out there on the edge. It could be a, well, shoot, it could be darn near anything out there. Holding against the Dragons, and that'll back them up 10. And those type of penalties are kind of drive killers, but you could call holding on every play.
Yeah, you sure can.
I mean, it occurs all the time, and so it's just a matter of if it happens directly in front of the official or not.
I think this has sort of become something that has really been an issue for us, is the penalties. We need to make sure that we don't get many more of those, obviously, because those have been drive killers for us all season this far.
So the ball back to the 49. It'll bring up the first down and 20 for the Dragons. Ooh.
Wow.
Derringer just caught in the backfield as Profit kind of got run over on his block out there on the outside, trying to catch the number of the Fort Scott defender. I think that was Caden Cannon. He's a defensive back, and he also is the quarterback.
Yeah, good
and
player.
So coming up, blowing that option play up in the backfield, and it sets up second down and very long for the Dragons.
And honestly, the way the pitch came out, it could have easily been a fumble. So was that Derringer that took the pitch? For him to get his hands on it and keep it, it's a good thing.
Call it a loss of 2 on the play. Back to passes. Davis, he's going to let one fly over the top. He has a man. It's Meadows. Goes up and gets it. Malachi Meadows high points that one. Pulls it in for the Dragons, and they are fired up. That's a big gainer and a first down.
Malachi just climbs the ladder and pulls that right out of the air. Plenty of coverage around him. What great hands to get that ball and bring it in for the big gain.
Ball rests at the Fort Scott 24. Call that a gain of 24 on the play. Dragons with it, first and 10. 2 wide receivers to the near side. Durden and Profit. Here's the snap. Davis. I think there's kind of a busted play. He's going to try and make chicken salad, and he does across the 15. He's hit hard right on the sideline at about the 16, but Davis pops up.
It looks like the defender may have taken the brunt of that.
Is he still down over there? I can't see through all the traffic.
No, he's got his helmet.
He's down.
Back on.
Yeah, it knocked Davis's helmet off. And so Jamarcus coming back over the Pittsburgh sideline for an equipment check. And
even the defender, you don't typically see him run like a brick wall straight up and down the way he did. Usually there's at least some bend there in the waist, but ran directly into him.
Man, I can't see the number of the Fort Scott player down over there on the far side. Davis getting his helmet sorted out, and this is kind of a de facto timeout. Christian Krogan was set to go back into the game, or to go into the game in the quarterback spot. But we'll see if they get Davis's helmet sorted out before this injury timeout is concluded here. And it's the broadcaster's curse. If I step away for 30 seconds, he'll pop up, run back on the field, and we're ready to go in 10
That's
seconds.
never happened.
Never happened. But let's go ahead and risk it. We'll step away for 30 seconds, and we'll be back. You're watching Dragon Football on Pittsburgh Sports Live.
Nothing says luxury like a Lincoln. Take advantage of 0% financing for 66 months right now on the all-new Lincoln Navigator. Come see us today at Mike Carpino Family of Ford Lincoln Dealerships, Columbus, Parsons, Pittsburgh.
Whether you're trying to make the most of the next harvest, navigating a changing business landscape, or planning for the next chapter in your life, the professionals at Prime Accounting Solutions are here to help. With 10 locations, Prime Accounting offers convenient, friendly accounting and tax services at a fair price. Payroll, bookkeeping, business planning, personal tax filing, and more. And now Prime is the place to go for insurance. To find a location near you, go to primeaccounting.net. Selling equipment can be a hassle. Whether you're needing to replace an old tractor or you're finally getting to retire, the time and energy needed to clean, prep, promote, and sell seems daunting. That's why you need Tyler Jackman and Big Iron Auctions. From one piece to the whole farm, Big Iron Auctions can deliver your items to more than 750,000 registered bidders. Call Tyler Jackman at 620-404-8115 or learn more at bigironauctions.com.
At the Farm and Ranch Division of the Four-State Agency, we're a team of experts who genuinely care about you and your farming operation. That's why whether it's a visit to your farm or a friendly chat at our office, we're committed to delivering the service you deserve. Our team is fully licensed in both crop insurance and LRP, allowing us to cover your entire farming operation across Kansas, Missouri, Oklahoma, and Arkansas. Contact us today to see how we can help.
Welcome back to Hutch Field. Injured player for Fort Scott was number 41, Ryder Newton. He's a 5'11", 220-pound senior out of his linebacker spot. And I'm not sure if he's the one who made the hit on Davis or if he just got caught up in the traffic or what happened.
There was just such a mass of bodies when that hit occurred. It looked to me as if the actual tackler, his helmet popped off, and it wasn't that young man.
So Dragons have it 1st and 10 at the 11. Call it a 13-yard gain on that run by Davis. Now Dragons set to go. Twins to the near side. Davis with the snap, finds a little groove and fouls forward, and they're blowing this one dead. The ball came out late once he was down.
I think that might have been Christian Krogan with the carry there.
It was. JJ, look at the eyes on him.
I don't need those glasses.
No binoculars, no nothing.
Now Davis is going back in.
Yeah, the ball is at the 7 now, so we'll call that a gain of 3. And Krogan had some troubles with fumbles. He fumbled 4 times in the Dragons' first 2 games, and they lost all 4 of those fumbles. Came close there. 2 wide receivers to the near side. Quick pitch to the outside. Cutting in is Profit near the goal line. He's going to be just short. They're going to mark him down at the 1. It'll be 3rd down and goal from there.
Yeah, got bounced around a little bit there, but it was able to make a positive gain and get us right down next to the goal line. Maybe a brotherly shove coming up.
A little push of the tush. I got to say, I prefer brotherly shove.
The
word tush should never be uttered in football. No. Nothing to do with football. Davis under center. Derringer in motion. Hands off straight ahead, and it's a touchdown for the Dragons. There it is. And Pittsburgh out to an early 8-0 lead, pending the extra point.
The boys are excited. Look at them go.
I think this is only the 2nd time this season they've led somebody, so a lot to be excited about tonight for the Dragons, and great opportunity to get things back on track as far as the entire season goes. 3:03 to play, first quarter. And Rueda on to kick the point after. He's done a real nice job kicking this year for the Dragons.
Yes, he has. You know, as a former soccer player, I'm sure he's got
the golden boot.
Yeah, definitely.
Ooh.
A little trouble there.
Yeah, low snap, but a great hold. Rueda patient with the kick, and it's good. And the Dragons lead at 9-0, 3:03 to play first quarter. We'll step away for a quick break, and we'll be back. You're watching Dragon Football on Pittsburgh Sports Live.
When it comes to having your labs drawn, you have a choice of where to go. For 30 years, MagLab has focused on providing quality lab work that is accurate and timely. MagLab's walk-in service typically gets you in and out in under 5 minutes with same-day results. Locally owned and operated, MagLab takes most insurances, including Medicaid, and has historically had the lowest out-of-pocket prices. So when it comes to having labs drawn, don't be told where to go. Choose for yourself. Choose MagLab.
Welcome back to Hutch Field. Dragons take a 9-0 lead. 3:03 left to play first quarter on a 1-yard touchdown dive by Malcolm Riley. And the Dragon offense looking pretty good here to start things out. The defense got a big 3-and-out. Fort Scott helped them out with a bad snap on the punt. Dragons got the safety, the free kick back, drove it 75 yards down the field, and capped it off with a 1-yard touchdown run by Malcolm Riley. Looking at a 9-point lead, which pretty good situation to be in if you're in the purple and white. So Rada was successful on the point after. Here he is on the kickoff. Kick is fielded out across the 30, brought down at about the 35.
Tomorrow's party with the tackle.
Maybe Paxton Allen on the return for Fort Scott.
Yeah, sounds like it.
Yeah, that's a good guess. It was totally a guess. All right. That was the power of deduction, maybe? Is that what that is? No.
I'm going to go ahead and say
Sometimes I just say words. You know? So Cannon under center, split backs the backfield behind him now. Hands off. We're in a kind of a veer action. And it'll be a gain of about 3 yards. And that was Creed Clayton on the carry, 5'10", 176-pound sophomore.
Looks like Dillingham had the first hit on him, and then 56 comes in and just cleans that up for the Dragons. Great job there by the Dragon defense.
Call it a gain of 3. Bring up second down and 7. At the 38. They'll stay with this split back look, double tight. Handoff straight ahead. Nice little gap that time out across the 40 as the Dragons rally to the ball and gang tackle. The ball carrier at about the 40-yard line.
Yeah. Alex Henspeter with another big hit.
And that was Paxton Allen on the carry there. The ball just across the 40-yard line.
Now, Alex had a big game against Emporia, had a lot of tackles, and looks like he's looking to have a replay of that game tonight.
3rd down and 4 now for Fort Scott as they stick with this double tight split back veer look. And now Cannon's going to keep it himself, and he's got some room. He'll have the first down for Fort Scott out near midfield. But he paid for it as about 4 or 5 different Dragons got a shot at him there at midfield. But it does move the sticks for the Tigers, gets them into Dragon territory for the first time tonight, just barely across midfield.
Prophet did a good job getting around there. I was a little surprised. It looked like they had it all blocked off up hit the very line of scrimmage. He's able to get through and make a heck of a gain for that.
Call it a gain of 10.
It's a gain of 10.
That's what I call it. They'll stick it with a split back veer look. They started out with the I formation, and they've kind of mixed it up a little bit. And this is Jax Armstrong with it, and he'll have a gain of about 1 yard as the Dragons forced him to make a couple of cuts in the backfield, which really stopped his momentum. And he'll pick up a little over 1 yard. He'll bring up second down and 8.
Yeah, you want to talk about gang tackling. That right there, that's a perfect example of it. Pretty much everyone in on that tackle.
Gee, I'm going to call it a gain of just 1, so it'll bring up second down and 9. I was being generous with my spot. Again, they'll stay with this split back look. Snap, Cannon back to pass, throws a little one over the middle, has a man, the catch made near the 40, fighting forward for the first down. And they're going to have it out to about the 37-yard line, and it'll move the sticks for Fort Scott. A good catch that time by number 43, Aiden Ogren, 6'2", 250-pound senior, and that's a kid prototypically built like a tight end.
Yes, definitely. Great hands. He was in coverage. Dragons all around. He was able to pull the ball down and make a good gain after making contact like that. And it looked like it maybe Mason Derringer had the tackle.
Call it a gain of 11. And that'll do it for the first quarter. Dragons lead at 9-0, but Fort Scott driving in Dragon territory. When we come back, you're watching Pittsburg High School Purple Dragon football on Pittsburgh Sports Live.
At GN Bank, we're your neighbor. We see you at the store. We cheer with you at the local football games, serving you with the same friendly faces you have come to know and trust. GN Bank, the best place to bank and borrow.
At the Farm and Ranch Division of the Four-State Agency, we're a team of experts who genuinely care about you and your farming operation. That's why whether it's a visit to your farm or a friendly chat at our office, we're committed to delivering the service you deserve. Our team is fully licensed in both crop insurance and LRP, allowing us to cover your entire farming operation across Kansas, Missouri, Oklahoma, and Arkansas. Contact us today to see how we can help.
After one, the Dragons lead at 9-0 over the Fort Scott Tigers, but the Tigers are driving. Caden Cannon with a nice pass to find Aiden Ogren to pick up the first down for Fort Scott. They have it 1st and 10 at the Pittsburgh 37. Now the option play just destroyed in the backfield as that Dragon defense formed a committee in the Fort Scott backfield and shut that one down for a loss.
Yeah, they go out on the outside like that. He makes the pitch out. They didn't bite on the quarterback keeper. They were able to just maintain what they were supposed to be, and great job by the Dragon defense.
And bring up a 2nd down and 12, pushes the ball back to the 38. And then, Fort Scott's offense, the way it's looked, they've thrown one completion tonight, but doesn't look like getting big chunks of yards is their bag. And they look like they want to grind it out with this double tight, split back veer look they've got here. This handoff met in the backfield, and the Dragons blow that one up for a loss as well. Back across the 40 to the 41.
Dawson Hall, once again, showing up. Immediately gets through the line, makes that first contact, hangs on, able to roll him down to the ground.
Call it a loss of 3. Bring up a 3rd down and 15. So a passing situation here for Fort Scott if that's what they choose to do. Let's see how conservative they are with this play call.
You got to be awfully conservative to not probably pass it at this point.
Dexter Williams, lone wide receiver to the near side. Cannon goes play action. Screen to the near side is wide open to Creed Clayton. And we've seen the Dragons get burned on the screen a few times this year. And in that situation, you got to be looking screen. And the Dragons give up a huge chunk of yardage there on that play as nobody covers the back coming out of the backfield.
Admittedly, it's tough on those defenders. You have what you kind of feel like a jailbreak. You see the quarterback going back, and all of a sudden your eyes get big, and you think, okay, here's my shot at the quarterback.
Yeah.
And then when he turns around, just has a man wide open. That's tough.
Bad. Yeah. So a gain of 22 on the play sets Fort Scott up 1st and 10 at the Dragon 19. They stay with the double tight split back. Handoff off tackle. Dragons do a good job sniffing that one out. Ball carrier was Paxton Allen, just had a lane that closed very quickly.
Another tackle by Henspeeder. Big night for him so far. He's going to be a popular guy at the homecoming dance.
Bring up a 2nd down and 9 at the 18. No comment. Under 10 minutes to play first half. Dragons lead at 9-0. Fort Scott driving, though. This is by far their best offensive possession of the night, as their first one ended in a safety after a high snap in their own end zone. Cannon under center. Looking option far side. Dragons just blow that one up in the backfield as well, as that was Abel Chaplin. Or, no, it looked like, was that Abel? These numbers. Dragons blew that one up.
Yeah, regardless. Yeah, Partee, he gets around the corner, and he's just waiting on him and just destroys him there. Great job.
Yeah, DeMarcus Partee from his linebacker position blew that one up. Cannon back to pass now, looking, has a man in the end zone. Dragons don't get their head around. Late flag comes in, and that catch is made for a touchdown for the Tigers, as the defensive back for the Dragons never found the ball.
No.
And Fort Scott lights the lamp. And the penalty against the Dragons is declined. And so that touchdown counts. And Fort Scott now on to attempt the point after as Abel Chaplin. I'm sorry. Yeah, it is. No, Caleb Hall in to kick. I think there's a trip to the optometrist in my future, JJ. Snap is good. Hold is late, but he got it up and over that crossbar. And the Dragon lead down to 2. That's a big safety at this point.
Yeah, I think if that bottom crossbar was any thicker, that kick wasn't going to go over.
Right, if it was a foot higher. All right, so Dragons leading at 9-7. 9:04 left to play first quarter. We'll step away for a quick break. We'll come back. You're watching Dragon football on Pittsburgh Sports Live. Well, the Fort Scott Tigers punch it in with an 18-yard touchdown pass to cap off a 75-yard drive. Or I'm sorry, a 65-yard scoring drive. And they cut the lead to 2 as the Dragon offense now going to have to find an answer against this Fort Scott defense. Cortland Jones Jr. is the deep man back to receive.
I've seen some big hits and some electric plays coming from the Dragons offense.
There's just a regular old kickoff.
Oh, no.
And that one mishandled, and the Dragons able to get back on top of it, as that was scary. As Aiden Long able to get back on top of that one at 5'9", 170-pound junior. Wide receiver kind of let it get to his pads and was able to get back on top of it. Dragons will get it back at their own 30-yard line, so not terrible field position. Could have been worse.
You could almost hear the sigh of relief.
Yeah.
The ball goes.
Yeah. And Jamarcus Davis under center. Only one wide receiver in this set. They'll put a man in motion. Quick pitch to the outside. Goes to Profit. And he fights forward for a gain of about 3 on first down up to about the 34.
Looks like one of the Fort Scott defenders took exception there to the pat on the shoulder he got from Landon. It didn't look like anything too aggressive to me, but it's a rivalry.
Feelings, you know. That's why you should never have them. Darden, lone wide receiver to the near side. Riley in the backfield. They'll put Derringer in motion. DeBevis back to pass, has a man way underthrown, and it's picked off near midfield. And that was Caden Cannon, the quarterback, out of his defensive back position, who picked that one off. And now Fort Scott with it in great field position at the Pittsburgh 44.
Play call was excellent. It was executed to perfection. Other than
the throw.
The throw coming up a little bit short there, but I mean, Durden was open and likely would have had a touchdown there. I like the aggressiveness.
Yeah,
of the play
it would be nice to see occasionally somebody get overthrown.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah,
that's one where you want to put some air under it, and if he gets to it, he gets to it. If he doesn't, nobody does. And instead, it ends up in the hands of the Tigers. First down and 10.
Big run. Malachi Meadows touchdown saving tackle there.
Yeah, and momentum, I think, is swinging here. And it'll bring the ball 1st and 10 for Fort Scott inside the 30 at about the 29 of the Dragons. I was a little behind there on my stats, so.
Shame on you.
I know, right?
They're so official.
I know. So efficient at it every week. Split back here behind Cannon. And that time
There
the
we
Dragons
go, boys.
swallow that one up in the backfield.
Parker Pinamani gets through the line with no problem.
Man, that's a loss of 3. Brings up 2nd and 13 at about the 32.
The term hot knife through butter comes to mind after seeing that.
Well, it's nice to see that defensive line of the Dragons get some penetration and cause some chaos in the backfield of the opponent. 2 wide this time for the Tigers. 1 tight end, split back behind Cannon. Here's the snap, looking option, slips through the line, and I can't believe he made it through the line with that one. But he's going to pick up about 6 yards, but it'll still bring up about a 3rd and 7.
The Dragon defense played it right, but he was able just to slip through. It happens. And but you just saw it happen there.
Gain of 6 on the play, brings up a 3rd and 7 from the Dragon 26. Still a big down, big 3rd down for the Dragons here. And you'd like to see that pass defense show up here against Fort Scott. It's been a little bit lacking so far tonight. Tigers have been able to complete a couple big passes. And here comes another one over the top. The Dragons get there, intercepted at the goal line. And, man, it would have been better if he'd have taken a step back to intercept that one.
Malachi.
Dragons going to take over at their own 1. Malachi Meadows with the big pick.
Wow. Once again, showing off the mad ups that I certainly don't have. And, wow, man, he really got some air there, able to pull that ball down, the concentration it took. He timed it perfectly.
Yeah, I wonder what that's like. So the Dragons with it right at their own goal line. So I'm thinking we're going to see some Malcolm Riley straight ahead.
I would think so.
Or Jamarcus Davis straight ahead.
Like
somebody straight ahead.
Christian Krogan just checked back in.
Yep, Krogan maybe. So 2 wide to the near side for the Dragons. Go double tight. Riley in the backfield behind Krogan. Krogan standing in his own end zone. Fort Scott, of course, showing pressure. And they'll go straight ahead with Riley, and he's going to fight forward for about 4 yards.
A little breathing room now.
Out close to the 5, right. A little bit of elbow room.
Yeah. Makes you feel a little bit better when you're not, your heels aren't standing in your goal line.
Sure. Takes the pucker factor down a little bit.
That was a great job by the line as far as getting the push like that. Fort Scott knew what was coming. And when you're able to impose your will like that and make up some yards, that's a good thing.
So Dragons have it at about the 4-yard line. Call it a 2nd down and 7 from there.
Oh, no.
Back to pass and almost sacked in the end zone. They should give him forward progress out to the 1 as Krogan went back to pass, and there was nothing but white jerseys in his face. So last pass play, the throw not great. This pass play, complete lack of blocking. And Krogan fortunate that he wasn't brought down in the Dragon end zone. And it brings up a 3rd down and 10 for Pittsburg.
Yeah, we just talked about having your heels in your own end zone and how nice it was to not have that. Well,
Jinx.
We are back to having our heels in our own end zone.
3rd and 10 at the 1 for the Dragons.
If that. That is close.
Pittsburgh just trying to buy some room to punt this one out of there, you would think. They run option, but it's going to go straight up the gut, and it'd be a gain of about 4 or 5. Back out to about the 5-yard line. I'll bring up a 4th down and 6 from there. I didn't see who the ball carrier was. I think it was Krogan.
I think it might have been Derringer.
Was it?
Yeah.
See? There's a
you
7.
Were close, though. There was a
7 and a 17,
yeah.
You know.
You know, unfortunately, a series like that after that huge interception, when you have the momentum going your way and you want to capitalize on it, it doesn't always work out, but boy, sure would be nice if you could get it to. Nice booming punt.
Big punt, fair catch called for, and then it's muffed by Dexter Williams out at about the Fort Scott 46. He falls on it and maintains possession for the Tigers. But now the Dragon defense going to be called upon again to get a big stop here.
I think he heard the footsteps of big number 53.
20 yards
the
away.
long snapper. It was the first guy down.
Yeah.
Kane C.
The long snapper usually is the first guy down, which most people don't realize, but he can't get hit.
Well, that's true, yeah.
So once that ball's gone.
I'm trying to give the kid.
He's fast, sure. Yeah, he's
showing off the
grease
speed.
lightning, yeah.
He is.
Oh, hit off straight ahead. And a nice gain that time by Paxton Allen on first down as he picks up about 4 to the Fort Scott 49.
It looked like, I'm pretty sure I saw Parker Pinamani and Dawson Hall in on that tackle there.
So 2nd and 7 now for the Tigers from the Fort Scott 49, right at midfield, 49.5. They'll stay with the split back look. And again, the handoff. And they're getting a good push on the right side of that line.
They sure are.
And Creed Clayton that time with the carry.
Yeah, Dragons have to find a way to stop that. They're getting way too good of a push on the offensive line, and they're able to not pick up. They're not getting a first down every time, but they don't have to get a first down every time. You know, if they're getting 3-4 yards every carry, boy, I tell you, that becomes a problem. Get your defense worn out, especially when we're talking about having guys playing both sides of the ball, which we often do.
3rd down and 3 now for Fort Scott. Much more manageable 3rd down than the last couple they've had. They have 2 wide receivers off to the far side, split backs behind Cannon. He's going to go straight ahead, breaks through the line, and now he's off to the races. And again, was that Malachi Meadows?
That was Malachi.
With another touchdown-saving tackle. So Malachi's like the insurance policy for that Dragons defense tonight, as he's stopped a couple of would-be touchdowns. But it is 1st down and 10 now for Fort Scott from the Dragon 19.
Yeah, the quick feet and sure tackling there by Malachi was absolutely crucial to saving that from being a touchdown.
$29-yard run.
Oh, we got a fumble.
And it's loose, and Fort Scott just jumps on it at about the 30, the 25. So a loss of 6 on the play.
Smart of them to just go ahead and fall on rather than trying to pick it up. When you got the defense, you got their ears pinned back, they're going to hit you. Good chance you're just going to lose the ball if you try to pick it up.
Yeah. So the ball now at the Pittsburg 25. After that loss of 6 on first down, sets up 2nd down and 16 for Fort Scott. Minute 36 to play first half. Dragons lead it by 2, 9-7. Double tight, split back, look behind Cannon as he hands straight ahead to Paxton Allen. And he'll have a couple, maybe 3 there on first down. We'll see that far side official gave him a long 3. Brings up a 3rd and 13. At the Pittsburg 22.
Little group tackling effort there by the Dragons.
Under a minute now to play, first half. Fort Scott, they're in a pretty good position here where they are on the field and how much time's left on the clock. Offensively, you feel pretty comfortable. You're not rushed in this situation. You got all your timeouts. The snap to Cannon, handoff, straight ahead. Nobody touches the back as Paxton Allen just cuts right through the heart of that Dragon defense and into the end zone for Fort Scott. And the first half ends with a thud for the Dragons.
Paxton Allen is so fast. He hits the open spot so quick, and then once he does, he's not easy to bring down.
.37 seconds left to play first half. Dragons now trailing by 4 pending this extra point. And there's whistles before the kick. Flags down. It's going to be offsides against the Dragons. So they'll half the distance, and they'll do it again. See if Fort Scott wants to go for 2 here. I would say all season long, the Dragons have kind of been on the bad end of most flags this season. That time just trying to get a jump on the extra point. Yeah, looks like Fort Scott going to go for 2 now. And take a timeout first. So timeout on the field. 37 seconds left to play first half. Dragons give up a big touchdown on a 22-yard run by Paxton Allen, and they trail it now 13-9. We'll take a quick break, and we'll be back. You're watching Dragon Football on Pittsburgh Sports Live.
At GN Bank, we're your neighbor. We see you at the store. We cheer with you at the local football games, serving you with the same friendly faces you have come to know and trust. GN Bank, the best place to bank and borrow.
Yeah, and welcome back. Fort Scott Tigers leading at 13-9. They're going to go for 2 after an offsides penalty against Pittsburgh on the extra point. They were going to settle for 1, but now the ball marched half the distance, and so now the Tigers going to go for 2 as they'll line up with that double tight split back veer look behind Cannon. Cannon's going to try and take it himself, and it's good. So Fort Scott leading at 15-9. Dragons going to have to find some answers after starting off hot. And since then, going ice cold, both offensively and defensively. And now they trail it 15-9 with just 37 seconds left to play here in this first half.
Looked like they had him stood up for a second. I sure thought they had him stop, but second effort, that'll get you in there.
Yep.
You know, I think the Dragons are going to have to dig down deep here, see what they got in them, challenge themselves. Coaches are going to have to kind of get in their heads a little bit, pull them out of the funk they're in, and get them back into the game a little bit. Certainly, we have the right staff that can be able to do that. They got a lot on the line here tonight. That's no doubt about it.
Well, the option has looked pretty good tonight in the first half of the Dragons. Now it hasn't, it resulted in huge gains.
Right.
But it's been pretty consistently picking up yards. And it's when they've deviated from that they've kind of gotten into some deep water. And big interception turned the tide for Fort Scott, and they've taken advantage of it.
And I think Fort Scott's offense has looked better tonight than they have all season.
And it's like they're playing with house money. They know they're down. They're on the road. They're the underdog in this game, so why not air it out? And they have in this first half. Little squib kick. Dragons do a good job of getting on top of it at the 45 and not letting it just roll into their territory. And they'll take over with pretty good field position at the 45, but not much time to work, just 36 seconds.
Well, Dragons have the ability to score quick, whether it be through the air or on the ground. Now's a good time to go ahead and start.
No time like the present.
Feeling that out.
So we'll see what they got in the bag of tricks with 36 seconds to play first half. 2 wide receivers to the near side. Davis back to pass, going to let it fly off the hands too high for Landon Profit. And it falls incomplete, stops the clock with 31 seconds.
Well, you're looking for an overthrown pass.
There it was.
There you go. Close.
Maybe you got to the sideline. Coach was like, look, no more underthrowing it. Just let her rip.
Yeah. That was a close one, though. It's not like it was overthrown
it
so
was
much.
Right off his hands.
Yeah.
Yeah. Second down and 10 now for the Dragons from the 46. Davis with the snap, rolling near side, looking downfield. Now he's going to tuck it. Cross midfield and steps out of bounds at the Fort Scott 48. Got a gain of about 6 or 7. Stops the clock with 25 seconds left to play.
Nearly had a junior Dragon get a nice up-close look at the
got to keep your head on a swivel if you're on the sidelines. Brings up a third and about 4. Davis pitching to the outside, gets it off the last minute, and Derringer gets it out to about the 38. Let's see where they marked him out. It's hard to tell with all those bodies down there. They're going to mark him just inside the 40.
What I'm liking really seeing so far in this last drive here, the offensive line is super aggressive. They're still in it.
First and 10 for the Dragons. 3 wide. Meadows, the receiver on the near side. Davis under center, now whistles and flags before the play, and it looks like a false start against the Dragons, and the penalties, man, the penalties.
Why not? Sort of the story of the season thus far. Untimely
2
penalties.
steps forward, 1 step back. Those are timeout on the field. 18 seconds. We'll keep it right here. As, man, things were looking good for the Dragons. They led it 9-0 at one point after an errant snap on a punt in Fort Scott's own end zone, set them up with a safety. They took the next drive 75 yards and punched it in for a touchdown. But then since then, it's been all Fort Scott. And the Dragons have turned the ball over once, had some penalties not go their way, kind of not great tackling, and it's just been a kind of a perfect storm here over the last quarter of play for Pittsburg High.
Yeah, number 3 for Fort Scott. Paxton, help me out with that.
3, Creed Clayton.
Oh, okay, not Creed Clayton.
25 is Paxton Allen.
Paxton Allen, I'm sorry,
He had the last touchdown run. Yeah.
He has really
Both
come
of
to
them.
play tonight. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And they break open like that. They're just almost.
And their quarterback Cannon's done a real good job of running their offense. And so you tip your hat to them, but you keep waiting for these Dragons to wake up and play up to the potential that we think that they have. Davis slings it out. Riley getting a block on the outside, tiptoeing along the sideline and steps out near a first down, up around. We'll see where they mark him. Oh, gosh.
That's a little, seems a little.
Yeah, they mark him back
seems
out
a little cheap.
at the 39. And I don't know about that. Coach Latimer calling a timeout. Stops the clock with 13 seconds. If he was knocked out of bounds, shouldn't it stop the clock? Yeah, Coach Latimer's like, I think he stepped out about 8 yards over here.
I think
not back there.
Excuse me, sir.
At our Canar Eye Care call of the game.
Look at that paper save I just did.
What? You
You
saved
about
papers?
pulled your papers off right
Oh,
there. Look
no,
at
that would,
Push
the
it
whole
right.
thing would have come off the rails.
These reflexes, folks at home, if you could have
cat-like,
seen it,
yeah.
you probably couldn't have seen it because I
He
moved
is so fast. Yeah, the human eye can't catch that fast of a movement. Second down and long now for the Dragons. That doesn't really matter as much as the fact that there's only 13 seconds left in this first half. Something's got to go down the field here, you would think.
Yeah, they got 3 out wide, so.
Yep, 3 wide in this set. Just needs some blocking up front, give Davis some time to throw. As he rolls out far side, he's got some blocking now. He's just going to keep it himself and gets out of bounds right in front of the Fort Scott bench. They're saying there's a fumble. And there is. Yep, Fort Scott ball as Davis puts it on the ground over there on the far side, right in front of that Fort Scott coaching staff.
Oh,
and that turns it over to Fort Scott with 4 seconds left to play first half. If you're the Tigers, you just take this one to the locker room.
Yeah, definitely.
Be happy with it. And if you're the Dragons,
take it to the locker room and
take it to the locker room and try to get things straightened out. And Fort Scott takes the knee, and that'll do it for the first half. Dragons trailing at 15-9 after it started out so well for the Dragons and then just came apart at the seams in that second quarter. And they trail at 15-9 at the half. We'll take a quick break. We'll be back with the GN Bank halftime show. You're watching Pittsburg High School Purple Dragon football on Pittsburgh Sports Live.
It's the rush. Every touchdown, basket, goal, or lap is filled with excitement. It's why we love the game. It's why we play the game. It's also why we bet on the game. The rush is why we need a plan. A plan to bet responsibly and not lose more than we can afford. Problem sports gambling can ruin the love we have for sports. So know when enough is enough. Know when the game is playing you. Contact 1-800-GAMBLER for help today.
At Girard Medical Center, our physical and occupational therapy department is dedicated to helping you bounce back stronger. Whether you're recovering from an injury, surgery, or just want to move better every day. From student athletes to seniors, we provide personalized care and expert support right here at home. To learn more about our therapy department and our other services, visit GirardMedicalCenter.com, a proud supporter of the Girard Trojans and your hometown team for health and healing. Rooted in rural, focused on you.
Today we're going to do an experiment to see just how fast CrawlCan's multi-gig internet is. In your email, you'll find 2 links. When I say go, click on the first link to download the 500 gigabyte test file. Go! Okay, now when I say go, click on the second link in your email to upload the file. Go! I guess it really does eclipse all other internet.
Release the CrawlCan. Monstrous multi-gig speeds for a low, no-nonsense price.
Chicken Annie's of Girard is something to crow about. Their family-style restaurant continues the Southeast Kansas tradition with their specialty fried chicken, plus famous homemade onion rings, chicken and noodles, and so much more. And of course, their delicious homemade pies. Dine in or carry out available. Chicken Annie's of Girard has the best value, flavor, and service in the area. Stop in soon or call for catering. 620-724-4090.
From the phone call to the service call, Roto-Rooter is there with fast and reliable sewer and drain service. From repair and replacement to septic and grease trap pumping, Roto-Rooter is here for you. With video inspections, Roto-Rooter can identify the exact issue to get the repair done quickly and correctly. Complete sewer line repairs or replacements, Roto-Rooter has you covered. Serving Crawford, Bourbon, and Cherokee counties, Roto-Rooter, 620-231-5630.
Having the right financial partner can make all the difference. Community National Bank and Trust believes banking should do more than just hold your money. We support your goals, simplify your day-to-day, and give you room to grow with quality banking services. Withdraw, transfer, invest, apply for loans, and talk with our banking professionals online, over the phone, or in person. Let Community National Bank and Trust help you build a banking experience that works for you. Community National Bank and Trust, equal housing lender and member FDIC.
At GN Bank, we're your neighbor. We see you at the store. We cheer with you at the local football games, serving you with the same friendly faces you have come to know and trust. GN Bank, the best place to bank and borrow.
Whether you're trying to make the most of the next harvest, navigating a changing business landscape, or planning for the next chapter in your life, the professionals at Prime Accounting Solutions are here to help. With 10 locations, Prime Accounting offers convenient, friendly accounting and tax services at a fair price. Payroll, bookkeeping, business planning, personal tax filing, and more. And now Prime is the place to go for insurance. To find a location near you, go to primeaccounting.net.
At the Farm and Ranch Division of the Four-State Agency, we're a team of experts who genuinely care about you and your farming operation. That's why whether it's a visit to your farm or a friendly chat at our office, we're committed to delivering the service you deserve. Our team is fully licensed in both crop insurance and LRP, allowing us to cover your entire farming operation across Kansas, Missouri, Oklahoma, and Arkansas. Contact us today to see how we can help.
Selling equipment can be a hassle. Whether you're needing to replace an old tractor or you're finally getting to retire, the time and energy needed to clean, prep, promote, and sell seems daunting. That's why you need Tyler Jackman and Big Iron Auctions. From one piece to the whole farm, Big Iron Auctions can deliver your items to more than 750,000 registered bidders. Call Tyler Jackman at 620-404-8115 or learn more at BigIronAuctions.com.
Welcome back to Hutchison Field, downtown Pittsburg, Kansas. Something extremely adorable going on down there on the field right now. Not entirely sure what it is. Right. Dragons trailing at the break, 15-9 against the Fort Scott Tigers. Dragons led at one point, 9-0. And then Fort Scott scored the next 15 points unanswered as the Dragons had some problems with the pass game, some turnovers. It's kind of been the story of the season thus far, as things look like they're going to go well, and then there's a penalty or a fumble, and it all falls apart on them, and then we saw that happen here in this second quarter. And we were talking during the break. It seemed like that second quarter lasted forever.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm sure if you're wearing the purple and white, you agree. That was a long haul there. Now the Dragons have about 9 more minutes to get this sorted out and get back into this game in the second half. And Fort Scott will receive the kick to start the second half to make things even tougher for the Dragons. So that defense is going to have to get a stop. And if you're Fort Scott, you know, your running game has worked pretty well. Your passing game's worked pretty well. I mean, there's a lot of different things to choose from
the
offensively.
only thing that hasn't worked well for them was their one long snap. Other than that,
punting
has
but they haven't had to punt since then.
True.
So that one went poorly, but since then everything's gone pretty well for Fort Scott. And the Dragons, who started out like a house on fire, ended pretty cold. And they're going to have to try and find something in the break to get it going. And we talked a little bit that the option was working. It wasn't blowing anybody's doors off, but that's the option. Like first half, the option doesn't always look great, but in the second half, things start to open up if you stick with it. And the Dragons kind of got in trouble when they got away from it and started trying to throw the football down the field. And that's really when the game turned, that big interception.
Yeah, we've gotten away from our identity a little bit as that option team. Just like you're saying, we skipped a step. We skipped the step of letting that option wear them down a little bit and open up the passing game.
And get those defensive backs creeping up to the line.
Yeah.
That didn't happen. And the Dragons tried to go to the pass. It didn't work out. And Fort Scott able to score, get the ball back quickly, and score again. And they converted on a 2-point conversion, and that's where we get our 15-point swing there in that second quarter, as it was a kind of a nightmarish quarter for the Dragons, and we'll see if they can bounce back from that, right the ship. And you got to think that coaching staff in the locker room is reminding them, hey, you're the better team if you play your game and take care of the little things. The big things will take care of themselves.
They gave us a great example
anyway.
In the first quarter.
Yeah.
The first quarter was an excellent quarter. And then, for whatever reason, the breaks go on both sides of the ball, and we're just not able to really complete anything.
Sorry for my loud cup.
I thought you were going to play the straw there for a second.
I was thinking about it.
It's like the band coming on now.
A lot of halftime entertainment here. And again, a fantastic crowd tonight on the home side here and spilling out onto the track. And then the visiting side over there, pretty full of a mix of Pittsburg and Fort Scott fans, and even some Frontenac kids came in to watch the game tonight. And the Dragons
sprinkling,
hoping to put on a better showing in the second half for everybody involved. I always like to see the kids in their football outfits out there playing in the band.
I do too.
Getting super involved. That's good stuff. And, you know, if you're a member of the Dragon football squad, you might wish you were in the band tonight instead of having to sit in the locker room and listen to your coaches assess your performance in the first half. Well, Coach, I'd love to talk, but I got to go.
Yeah.
I got to go play the mellophone.
Yeah. Shania Twain.
I was going to say, I think.
Man, I Feel Like a Woman. I don't know if that's the name of the song.
I was just going to let that one go right by. I wasn't going to touch it.
It took me a second, but that sure is what it is.
That is some Shania Twain banging it out. In the drum major with the pink cowboy hat on.
Dude,
I mean, they're all about business.
It all makes sense now.
Yeah.
The pink cowboy hat and everything. So.
Yep. You got to stick with the theme. So, 5 minutes left in the half. Dragons trailing the Fort Scott Tigers 15-9. Fort Scott will get the ball coming out to start the second half. This is the GN Bank halftime show brought to you by GN Bank, where they've been providing customers with the highest quality financial services in a friendly and personal way for more than 100 years. Whether it's personal, business, or agricultural needs, the team at GN Bank can help. Go see them at 1206 South Broadway in Pittsburgh or give them a call at 620-231-4200. Learn more at gn-bank.com. We'll step away for a quick break. We'll be back. You're watching Pittsburg High School Purple Dragon football on Pittsburgh Sports Live.
At GN Bank, we're your neighbor. We see you at the store. We cheer with you at the local football games, serving you with the same friendly faces you have come to know and trust. GN Bank, the best place to bank and borrow.
Hold on. It's monstrous.
With Crawcan's multi-gig internet, you can experience monstrous speeds for every device in your home or business at the same time for a low, no-nonsense price.
At Girard Medical Center, our physical and occupational therapy department is dedicated to helping you bounce back stronger. Whether you're recovering from an injury, surgery, or just want to move better every day. From student athletes to seniors, we provide personalized care and expert support right here at home. To learn more about our therapy department and our other services, visit GirardMedicalCenter.com, a proud supporter of the Girard Trojans and your hometown team for health and healing. Rooted in rural, focused on you.
From the phone call to the service call, Roto-Rooter is there with fast and reliable sewer and drain service. From repair and replacement to septic and grease trap pumping, Roto-Rooter is here for you. With video inspections, Roto-Rooter can identify the exact issue to get the repair done quickly and correctly. Complete sewer line repairs or replacements, Roto-Rooter has you covered. Serving Crawford, Bourbon, and Cherokee counties, Roto-Rooter, 620-231-5630.
When it comes to having your labs drawn, you have a choice of where to go. For 30 years, MagLab has focused on providing quality lab work that is accurate and timely. MagLab's walk-in service typically gets you in and out in under 5 minutes with same-day results. Locally owned and operated, MagLab takes most insurances, including Medicaid, and has historically had the lowest out-of-pocket prices. So when it comes to having labs drawn, don't be told where to go. Choose for yourself. Choose MagLab.
It's the rush. Every touchdown, basket, goal, or lap is filled with excitement. It's why we love the game. It's why we play the game. It's also why we bet on the game. The rush is why we need a plan to bet responsibly and not lose more than we can afford. Problem sports gambling can ruin the love we have for sports. So know when enough is enough. Know when the game is playing you. Contact 1-800-GAMBLER for help today.
Thanks to your support, Canara Eye Care has expanded. With double the space, they offer more exam rooms, larger optical selection, and extended hours to fit your schedule. And with the latest technology, they can quickly diagnose any eye-related issues. All patients are welcome at Canara Eye Care, the clear choice for your
It's a bird.
It's a plane.
It's Chicken Annie's Girard. When you're facing a chicken emergency, there's only one hero. Catering and carry out from Chicken Annie's Girard. When an onion ring craving is too much to bear, when the family's coming over and you weren't aware, it's Chicken Annie's Girard to the rescue. When there's 20, 30, 100 to feed, you need Chicken Annie's Girard indeed. A heroic value, superb flavor. When there's a chicken emergency, there's only one hero. Chicken Annie's Girard.
Having the right financial partner can make all the difference. Community National Bank and Trust believes banking should do more than just hold your money. We support your goals, simplify your day-to-day, and give you room to grow with quality banking services. Withdraw, transfer, invest, apply for loans, and talk with our banking professionals online, over the phone, or in person. Let Community National Bank and Trust help you build a banking experience that works for you. Community National Bank and Trust, equal housing lender and member FDIC.
Whether you're trying to make the most of the next harvest, navigating a changing business landscape, or planning for the next chapter in your life, the professionals at Prime Accounting Solutions are here to help. With 10 locations, Prime Accounting offers convenient, friendly accounting and tax services at a fair price. Payroll, bookkeeping, business planning, personal tax filing, and more. And now Prime is the place to go for insurance. To find a location near you, go to primeaccounting.net.
I was raised in a small town, and there was a lot of people who took time to invest in me. And so when we decided to open up our offices, we want to make sure that we're pouring back into the community that's giving to us. We care. We want to be involved. We want to have a passion for what you have a passion for. We want to be able to give back. And that's the foundation. That's why we're more than just insurance.
Nothing says luxury like a Lincoln. Take advantage of 0% financing for 66 months right now on the all-new Lincoln Navigator. Come see us today at Mike Carpino Family of Ford Lincoln Dealerships, Columbus, Parsons, Pittsburg.
Hold on. It's monstrous.
With Crawcan's multi-gig internet, you can experience monstrous speeds for every device in your home or business at the same time for a low, no-nonsense price.
At GN Bank, we're your neighbor. We see you at the store. We cheer with you at the local football games, serving you with the same friendly faces you have come to know and trust. GN Bank, the best place to bank and borrow.
It's a bird.
It's a plane.
It's Chicken Annie's Girard. When you're facing a chicken emergency, there's only one hero. Catering and carry out from Chicken Annie's Girard. When an onion ring craving is too much to bear, when the family's coming over and you weren't aware, it's Chicken Annie's Girard to the rescue. When there's 20, 30, 100 to feed, you need Chicken Annie's Girard indeed. A heroic value, superb flavor. When there's a chicken emergency, there's only one hero. Chicken Annie's Girard.
When it comes to having your labs drawn, you have a choice of where to go. For 30 years, MagLab has focused on providing quality lab work that is accurate and timely. MagLab's walk-in service typically gets you in and out in under 5 minutes with same-day results. Locally owned and operated, MagLab takes most insurances, including Medicaid, and has historically had the lowest out-of-pocket prices. So when it comes to having labs drawn, don't be told where to go. Choose for yourself. Choose MagLab.
Whether you're trying to make the most of the next harvest, navigating a changing business landscape, or planning for the next chapter in your life, the professionals at Prime Accounting Solutions are here to help. With 10 locations, Prime Accounting offers convenient, friendly accounting and tax services at a fair price. Payroll, bookkeeping, business planning, personal tax filing, and more. And now Prime is the place to go for insurance. To find a location near you, go to primeaccounting.net.
Welcome back to Hutchison Field, downtown Pittsburg, Kansas, getting set for the second half of tonight's matchup between the Pittsburgh Purple Dragons and the Fort Scott Tigers at the break. The Tigers lead it 15-9, and it's really a story of two quarters in that first half as the Dragons owned the first quarter and ended that period leading 9-0, and then Fort Scott answered back with 15 points of their own in the second quarter, and they now lead it by 6, and they'll have the ball to start the third quarter. Dragons set to kick it away. Rueda's kick, a low line driver, takes a hop, and it's fielded about the 15-yard line. Dragons do a good job of swallowing up the return man at about the 25, and I believe that was Paxton Allen on the return. And it'll set up Fort Scott first and 10 at their own 25 to begin the second half.
And I think it's time for it's gut check time for the Dragons. I mean, here we are. You're not down by much, but it can get out of hand if you don't do something to stop the bleeding here.
Fort Scott sticking with that double tight split back veer look that worked for them so well in the first half, and the Dragons do a good job of stopping that one up there on the outside. Nice defensive play by Cortland Jones Jr.
Big tackle. That's how you set a tone after half right there. Great job by Cortland Jones.
Bring up about call it a second down and 10. No gain on the play. Maybe a gain of a few inches. Same formation for the Tigers. Cannon under center.
Oh, there we go,
The
boys.
Dragons again missing tackles in the backfield. If the first man brought the ball carrier down, that would have been a loss of 3.
Yeah.
Instead, a loss of 1 on a play, and we'll set up a 3rd down and 11.
Looks like Cole Hayden ended up with the tackle on that, but Damaris Party was able to get through the line real quick, get his hands on the back, but not able to bring him down. And it's what we've seen a lot tonight, not just Damaris, but the entire defense has had some issues with bringing him down on first contact.
So 3rd down 11, a passing situation for Fort Scott, and Pittsburgh's pass defense hasn't been great tonight. Only 1 wide receiver, though, in this set. Double tight ends for Cannon. They'll run option to the far side. Cannon's going to keep it, and about 4 purple jerseys there to stop him. And only a gain of about 2, maybe 3. They keep moving that stick. We'll call it 3 for Cannon.
I like the statement that the defense is making.
4th down and 8. At about the Fort Scott 29 as they bring the punter on. The first time they punted this evening, it did not go well. And snap went about 10 feet over the punter's head. And they blow this one up. Let me guess, it's against the Dragons. What's the call? We'll wait and see. False start against Fort Scott. So they're going to back the Tigers up 5. Single-handedly destroying our broadcast. Come on, Mr. Bradshaw.
Scorebug will return.
There we go.
There
one of these days.
go.
There we go. Another high snap. The punter able to field that one. They're going to get the punt away. It's a good punt. High. Oh! There's a flag for interference with the receiver. And that was about as blatant as one could do that.
Throws his hands up like he doesn't know what he did. It's like he's pulling a Steve Urkel there.
Yeah.
Did I do that?
He's going to go on to be a public defender someday, maybe.
Wow.
Yeah. They don't get much more obvious than that.
Was that Malachi that was back to return?
I did not see the Dragon number.
It looked like maybe a 21.
I saw the collision, but not the color of the car. And this one will back Fort Scott. Put the ball at the Fort Scott 45 for the Dragons to start this one 1st and 10 after the catch interference penalty. Don't see that one every day. Davis under center. Put a man in motion. Quick pitch to the outside. Cutting inside across the 40. I believe that was Max Bush.
Yeah.
The junior 5'8", 155.
Bringing in some new guys.
Picks up about 5. It'll bring up a 2nd down and 5 at the 40.
Good pick up there. The pitch looked like it might have been mishandled at first, but he's able to get his fingers back around it and pick up a nice gain for the Dragons.
2nd down and 5 for the Dragons at the 40. Davis under center. Here's the snap. Going to go option far side. Quick pitch to the outside. Ooh, a nice move on the outside to find some room. And that was Cortland Jones Jr. wearing his newly minted number 24.
Yeah, let's stick with it. That was a good-looking run.
And it moves the chains for the Dragons. It sets them up 1st and 10 at the Tiger 48, or 28, excuse me.
I think it might have been number 74. Fort Scott was able to get through the line. He felt like he was going to make something happen, but Cortland Jones puts the moves on and makes for a nice gain.
Gain of 12 on the play for Jones Jr. 1st and 10 Dragons. Riley the lone back in the backfield behind Davis. Here's the snap. Davis going to run option far side. Again, pitches it back. That's Derringer with it across the 25 down to about the 23.
Mason Derringer running like his dad. Jeremy Derringer, he was a running back in the old days as well.
Bringing up old stuff.
That's all I have.
That's right.
I am old.
That's all I got. Everything comes out of me is old stuff. Second down and 5 for the Dragons from the 20, we call it the 23 of the Tigers. Riley, the lone back in the backfield. Double tight set. Now Riley will get it. Makes a cut inside, makes another cut. Drags a defender across the 15. He's finally going to be brought down at about the Fort Scott 13.
See, we're looking more like ourselves in the first quarter now. I like what we're doing. I like the intensity. Let's stay on it and no more of these silly penalties that we've had.
1st and 10 now for the Dragons from the 13, meaning they can pick up a first down without scoring. Pretty good situation for the Purple Dragons if they can avoid the flags. I hope that's not the announcer curse. Lone wide receiver to the far side, Malachi Meadows. Davis under center. They put Derringer in motion. Handoff goes to Riley up the middle.
Yes.
Defense missed him. Riley sheds 2 tackles. Touchdown, Dragons.
There we go.
There it is. And Pittsburg High ties it up at 15 with 7:11 left to play in this third quarter, pending the extra point. And that was exactly the kind of drive that the purple and white needed coming out of the locker room.
And that's what Malcolm Riley adds. When he gets the ball going like that, he can run through anybody. He showed you right there.
And that's the option. To me, that's the patience with the option.
Yes.
Where it's not always going to blow your doors off, but eventually it's going to catch that defense sleeping. Only it puts pressure on every part of the defense. One guy misses a tackle and everything falls apart.
Exactly.
And we kind of saw it right there. Right on to attempt the point after. Meadows with the hold. Here's the kick. And it's good. And the Dragons back on top, 16-15 with 7:11 left to play third quarter. We're going to step away for a quick break. When we come back, more Fort Scott with the ball trying to answer back. You're watching Purple Dragon football on Pittsburgh Sports Live. Well, the Dragons go 45 yards in 5 plays on a 13-yard touchdown run by Malcolm Riley. Gives the Dragons a 16-15 lead, the narrowest of margins, but it is a lead. And after that horrible second quarter, the Dragons bounce back with a big drive to start the third. Now we'll see if the defense can come up with a stop here as we're ready to set to kick it off.
Yeah, a drive like that can help put that second quarter out of your mind a little bit. Get momentum swinging back your way.
Retta gets a leg into it. It's going to take a hop away from the ball carrier at about the 10. They finally get back on top of it. Almost brought down by Cortland Jones Jr. And then finally the ball carrier brought down at the 15 as the return man was Jax Armstrong. And not great field position this time for Fort Scott to start this drive. A big opportunity for this Dragon defense if they can force a 3 and out or a turnover.
Yeah, if we can look like we did on the last series, we're gonna get out of this all right. We got plenty of time. We can add some scores to it and make this a little less fun rivalry for Fort Scott.
So Fort Scott forced into a 3 and out on their first possession of the second half. Dragons answer back with a 5-play, 45-yard drive for the touchdown. And now here's Fort Scott again, and that Dragon defensive front is starting to get some penetration and disrupt that split-back veer that Fort Scott's been trying to run against them. And, you know, that's the type of offense, if you're undersized and feel like you got a little bit of a quickness advantage, you'll run the veer against somebody. And they came out in the I formation. That didn't work. They switched to the veer. It started working, and it appears now that Pittsburgh's kind of caught on to what they're trying to do. And we'll see if Fort Scott, how long they stick with this split-back look.
Yeah, maybe able to make some adjustments in the halftime and get it on the right page.
Again, split back, double tight. And they're going to run far side. Dragons do a good job of minimizing the damage on that one. A gain of just 2 on the play. It'll bring up a 3rd down and 8.
Seems like the Dragon defense has a little bit of mojo back. They're playing hungry. That's what you like to see from a defense.
Maybe playing a little bit angry, too.
Well, when I am hungry, I am
hangry.
Yeah.
Hangry.
Yeah.
A guy who cooks hot dogs before the game should not
I didn't even eat one.
I know.
Now. I cooked hundreds, I think.
You got to take care of yourself, man.
Yeah,
Self-care.
true. Self-care.
Yeah. Cannon under center, hands off straight ahead, and not much room there for Creed Clayton. As he's brought down after a short gain, it's going to set up a 4th down and about 6, and Fort Scott's going to kick it away. Smart call.
Yeah. Yeah, the adjustments that they made to be able to stop that. Those are the exact plays that were working for them just a quarter ago. So we're able to get some stops, and we can just build upon that, keep this going. We can put this game out of hand here before too long.
And again, another punt deep in their territory. These long snaps have not looked good all night for Fort Scott. This one right on the money. And a good end-over-end punt. Backs. And a fair catch called by Meadows at the Dragon 46, and that's where they'll take over. Good field position again for Pittsburg High. The last drive ended in a touchdown for Malcolm Riley. Let's see what they can do here.
Yeah, that good defense when you pin them back there like you did, you're going to get good field position off those punts.
So Pittsburg High, great field position, 1st and 10 at their own 46. 5:09 to play, third quarter. Pittsburg leading by just 1. They led it 9-0 at the end of the first quarter. Fort Scott comes roaring back in the second. They score 15 unanswered. Dragons head into the locker room frustrated and came out and put together a great 45-yard drive on their first offensive possession of third quarter. Let's see if they can do here. Davis under center. They'll put Derringer in motion. He's going to run option near side. He's got some room, cuts it upfield across the 50, fights forward to about the 47 of Fort Scott, and a nice gain of about, call it 7 on first down.
Now you just have to stick with it.
Yeah.
You're doing it. It's working.
Yeah.
Stick with it. It'll end up opening up more stuff as you go.
Don't be hasty. Call it the 47. My stat sheet. I love all the scribbles it has on it. All right. Lone back in the backfield again. Riley, 2 wide receivers off to the far side for the Dragons. Looking at a 2nd down and 3 at the Fort Scott 47. Put a man in motion, pitch back this way. It's Meadows with it across the 45. Kind of stumbles, falls forward across the 40 to about the 36-yard line. And a good pickup for Meadows there on 2nd down. Moves the chains for the Dragons, sets them up 1st and 10 at the Fort Scott 36.
Yeah, if you watch the offensive line on that, they're able to move their men to the exact right direction they needed to open up that hole. That's the kind of blocking that you expect to see when you're running this kind of offense. They pulled it off perfectly there.
Meadows picks up 11 on a 2nd down and 3. Dragons now looking at a 1st down. Lone wide receiver to the far side is Durden. Put a man in motion. Quick pitch to the outside. Profit with it. Big hole for Profit. He's out in the open across the 20, makes a man miss, and then delivers the shot at about the 15-yard line. And that's the type of way you want to see Durden finish a run for the Dragons. Moves the chain once again after a big gain up to about the 17 of Fort Scott.
Some shades of Cam Scatabo there. I mean,
ooh.
Yeah.
Get a Scataboo shout out in this game, huh?
That's right.
Big run by Landon Profit. $19-yard gain on the play. Math is hard. Lone wide receiver to the near side is Hayes. And they're going to run it up the middle of Riley again. Nobody wants any of Riley, and he's inside the 5 at about the 3-yard line before he's finally spun down. And the Dragons are rolling here with the option. And why would you do anything else?
Keep it simple.
Call it a gain of 14 on the play. 1st and goal for the Dragons at the 3. Meadows, the lone wide receiver to the near side. Riley in the backfield behind Davis. Here's the snap. Davis going to keep it himself. Fights ahead into the end zone. Touchdown, Dragons.
Wow. What a great adjustment by Davis. They had him in the backfield for a second. He's able to twist out of it. And
Slippery.
score.
Slippery. Jamarcus Davis with the touchdown. 2:41 to play, third quarter. And Pittsburgh starting to open up a bit more of a comfortable lead.
Yes.
I don't want to say it's too comfortable because they led 9-0 at the end of the first quarter. Ended up trailing not 15-9 going into the break. So Fort Scott can score. Pittsburgh, the defense, everything's looked better coming into this third quarter. Riley in the backfield behind Davis. They're going for 2 here. Davis with it. Cuts upfield, wrapped up, still fighting. And I think they're going to get him short of the goal line. And they do. The 2-point conversion, no good. Dragons lead at 22-15, so a 7-point lead for Pittsburgh High. We'll take a quick break when we come back. You're watching Dragon Football on Pittsburgh Sports Live.
When it comes to having your labs drawn, you have a choice of where to go. For 30 years, MagLab has focused on providing quality lab work that is accurate and timely. MagLab's walk-in service typically gets you in and out in under 5 minutes with same-day results. Locally owned and operated, MagLab takes most insurances, including Medicaid, and has historically had the lowest out-of-pocket prices. So when it comes to having labs drawn, don't be told where to go. Choose for yourself. Choose MagLab.
At Girard Medical Center, our physical and occupational therapy department is dedicated to helping you bounce back stronger. Whether you're recovering from an injury, surgery, or just want to move better every day. From student athletes to seniors, we provide personalized care and expert support right here at home. To learn more about our therapy department and our other services, visit GirardMedicalCenter.com, a proud supporter of the Girard Trojans and your hometown team for health and healing. Rooted in rural, focused on you.
Welcome back to historic Hutch Field, downtown Pittsburgh, Kansas. Dragons cap off a 54-yard, 5-play drive with a 3-yard touchdown run by Jamarcus Davis. 2-point conversions, no good. Dragons leading by 7. The return man brought down at the 25, and that's where Fort Scott will take over 1st and 10.
Dawson Hall just gets down there and lays him out. Good job.
It's like night and day, the body language on that Dragon sideline, the momentum that they have going out onto the field, the confidence. Whew, good to see. Yeah, it's good to see. Breath of fresh air.
Definitely see it in just the body language of the players. You can their confidence is like just emanating off of them. Wow.
Emanating.
That's
wow.
Yeah.
They'll stay with a double tight split back veer look. Cannon pitches it late, and a nice job on the outside to kind of slow the ball carrier down. I didn't see who the Dragon defender was, but the ball carrier is Paxton Allen, and he kind of had one leg taken out from under him and tried to fight forward for a couple of yards, and we got a Dragon coming up a little bit lame there.
Yeah, Gary Dillingham.
Yep, and Dillingham will head to the Dragon sideline. It looks like it might be a cramp.
Yeah.
Looks of it, and the temperature and humidity and barometric pressure. So 2nd down and about 7.
Come on now.
Oh, big run that time, and that's going to move the sticks for Fort Scott as they are out across the 40 to about the 41. And that was Allen on the carry.
Of course, you can't stop every run. They're still going to get yards here and there. So
they're trying to.
Yeah.
And about a 13-yard gain that time by Paxton Allen sets the Tigers up 1st and 10 at their own 39. They'll stay with the same formation. It's been working for them, and so Fort Scott really kind of just switched gears to this split back, and that time the Dragons do a great job of securing the edge. Stop it for no gain. As Cannon ran the option, he made the pitch, but nowhere to go with it once the pitch was made.
Yeah, when you make the pitch that close to the sideline, you really don't have many options after that.
So bring up a 2nd down and 10 from 39. That, kids, is how you set the edge.
That's what this defense is based all about.
Outside contain. Cannon with the snap. 2nd man through is going to get it, and nice looking run that time. I believe that was Creed Clayton.
Yeah, Partee with the tackle.
Yep. bring up a third down and about 3. That dial-a-down over there is not working, but it's also kind of hard to see. Ball's at about the 47-yard line of Fort Scott. So third down and a long 2. More scribbles for my stat sheet here. And that'll be the final play of the third quarter. After 3, the Dragons come roaring back from a 15-9 deficit at the break. They lead at 22-15. 1 quarter left to play. When we come back, you're watching Pittsburg High School Purple Dragon football on Pittsburgh Sports Live.
At Girard Medical Center, our physical and occupational therapy department is dedicated to helping you bounce back stronger. Whether you're recovering from an injury, surgery, or just want to move better every day. From student athletes to seniors, we provide personalized care and expert support right here at home. To learn more about our therapy department and our other services, visit GirardMedicalCenter.com, a proud supporter of the Girard Trojans and your hometown team for health and healing. Rooted in rural, focused on you.
Having the right financial partner can make all the difference. Community National Bank and Trust believes banking should do more than just hold your money. We support your goals, simplify your day-to-day, and give you room to grow with quality banking services. Withdraw, transfer, invest, apply for loans, and talk with our banking professionals online, over the phone, or in person. Let Community National Bank and Trust help you build a banking experience that works for you. Community National Bank and Trust, equal housing lender and member FDIC.
A big third down and 2 for the Fort Scott Tigers. Cannon going to keep it himself straight ahead. He'll have enough for the first down into Pittsburgh territory at about the 49. And in a short yardage situation, that's the play Fort Scott's gone to all night long. Quarterback keeper right up the gut.
Yeah.
And they're able to pick up the first down into Pittsburgh territory.
Yeah, it reminds me of Thomas Patrick Edward Brady. Yeah, he was, when it came to runs up the middle like that, man, you could always count on him, and that was a great job. Offensive line just pushing their way through, and the quarterback able to get right in there.
So Fort Scott sticking with the same formation. It's really interesting to see them start out in one formation and then switch in the middle of the game and then just stick with it like they have. I think this may be offsides against the Dragons. And it is. Just trying to time that snap a little bit, and they timed it a little too well.
Yeah, you're hungry. Right?
Yeah.
Go after it.
A little bit of an early start. I'll bring up 1st and 5 from the 44. Cannon going to keep it, trying to go around the end. He's pursued. I think Dragons kind of got bit on the fake a little bit.
Yeah.
To the fake to Allen. And that's going to move the sticks again. And Fort Scott's split back veer is not working too bad for him.
No, I can't blame him.
I'd throw that I formation out the window and start with this.
Yeah. As far as biting on that, I did too.
Yeah.
I thought, I didn't realize the ball was still going, but.
Oh,
there it is.
There's a ball's on the ground after a Dragon defender. I didn't see who it was. Got their hand out there on the reverse and deflected the pitch, and it caused the loose ball. And that's a big loss of yards for Fort Scott. It'll back them up to the 46.
It might have been Cortland Jones who got back there and got his paw out there. I saw him right in the area, but honestly, it was tough to tell. But, wow, huge play.
I think it's going to be 2nd and 17. What do you think? You add it up.
I'm going to go with you.
Yeah, okay. Cannon under center, handoff. Straight ahead, man. They got a good chunk of it back right there.
They sure did.
I think that was Clayton. Creed Clayton on the carry. And he did get a good chunk of it back to about the 39. Call it a gain of 7. Bring up 3rd and 12. But 3rd and 12, big difference.
Yeah.
This we've seen Fort Scott complete some pass plays tonight. This Dragon Pass defense has got to keep their eyes open. And that time, good work in the backfield to wrap up the Pinamani to wrap up the ball carrier. And I think that was Paxton Allen. Just Pinamani got an arm on him and it stopped his momentum. And then the Cavalry was able to get there for that Dragon defense, come up with a stop, and now 4th down and long for Fort Scott, and they're looking at a punting situation, you would think.
Yeah, do we have a hit of the game on it?
But here's Cannon bringing them back out.
Is.
It looks like they're going to go for it here. Cannon back to pass, going to air one out. There's purple jerseys there. It's incomplete. Oh, you got to be kidding me. In order to have pass interference, I believe a pass has to be catchable. And that thing was 6 yards over that guy's head and out of bounds. And that flag came in late, like me to algebra class. That was rough.
Oh, man.
And there's an injured Dragon down on the field to top it all off. Add some injury to insult.
I kind of have the feeling that the plan for Fort Scott there was just to
just chuck it up there and let the ref bail you out.
Yeah, I've seen that from a certain professional team up north before.
Oh yeah.
But
yeah, it works a lot better in the NFL. It worked pretty well right there.
It did, yeah.
And just because they're contact and they're both going for the ball, especially when the ball's 10 yards over the receiver, doesn't necessarily mean that there is pass interference. Oof.
It was that, looks like maybe Profit.
So 1st and 10 for Fort Scott after they're bailed out. Brings up a 1st down and 10 from the Pittsburg 26.
Sheesh. What a backbreaker.
Well, still gotta get it done.
Oh.
Cannon's arm is hit, deflected the pass, incomplete, and brings up a 2nd down and 10.
Yeah, it's like Mason Derringer able to get back there and hit his arm.
But this has been a long time here. This Dragon offense has been out on, or defense, excuse me, has been out on the field.
Yeah, they have to be getting gas. We saw one cramp issue. But fortunately, that's it with as warm of a day as we've had.
Fort Scott started this drive back on their own 25. Seems like sometime yesterday afternoon. That's a short gain.
Whoa.
Oh, no flag there, though.
Yeah.
No flag there. Huh. Just let that go. That's normal. Ball spotted at the 29. Or I'm sorry, at the 24, excuse me. Pittsburgh, call it a gain of 2 on the play. Brings up 3rd down and about 8 from the 24. Fort Scott staying with this split back look. One wide receiver to the near side. Double tight. Here's the snap. Cannon with it. And gobbled up in the backfield is Creed Clayton as that Dragon defense comes up big.
J.C. Patterson.
Bring up a 4th down and 9.
Huge tackle at a great moment to get that. J.C. Patterson making himself known out there.
So the ball now rests at the Pittsburgh 25. Fort Scott needs about the 16 for a 1st down. Cannon's going to stay on the field. So the defensive backs of Pittsburgh are going to have to make a play here. You know Fort Scott's going to throw it up on this 4th down and 9. See if the officials bail him out again. And there's a timeout.
Yeah, trying to get the hard count, it looked like.
And they didn't get it. Pittsburgh's defense cools their jets. And there's a timeout on the field. Fort Scott wants to talk it over. 7:16 to play. 3rd quarter, Dragons lead it. 22-15. We'll take a quick break. We'll be back. You're watching Purple Dragon football on Pittsburgh Sports Live.
From the phone call to the service call, Roto-Rooter is there with fast and reliable sewer and drain service. From repair and replacement to septic and grease trap pumping, Roto-Rooter is here for you. With video inspections, Roto-Rooter can identify the exact issue to get the repair done quickly and correctly. Complete sewer line repairs or replacements, Roto-Rooter has you covered. Serving Crawford, Bourbon, and Cherokee counties, Roto-Rooter, 620-231-5630.
Welcome back to Hutch Field. 4th down and long for Fort Scott at the Pittsburg 25. And it looks like they're going to go for it.
Yeah.
They're bringing Cannon back out on the field, and this is the second time Fort Scott's going to roll the dice on a 4th down. Last time they were bailed out by a pass interference penalty. See what shenanigans happen this time. Cannon back to pass. Being pressured, throws it up, and he dropped it. Incomplete pass. Was intended for was intended for Dexter Williams. He could not haul it in. He high-pointed it.
Yeah.
He had his hands on it.
Yeah.
And just couldn't haul it in, and now he's slow getting up.
Yeah, sure is.
And he may have come down awkwardly, and he's holding that left knee. Not a good sign, man. Maybe it's just a cramp. It looks like they might be trying to work a cramp out, and that's what you hope.
Yeah.
You know.
You know, I wonder a little bit if one of our defenders didn't get a finger on the ball when it first came out of the quarterback's hands. It had a little bit of an odd spin to it.
You see that in high school even if nobody touches them. Oh, yeah. Sometimes they just got an odd spin on them, you know. 7:10 to play. Dragons leading it by 7. They're going to get the ball back at their own 25-yard line after an incomplete pass on a 4th down. And it does just look like a cramp. That's really good news. Good. And you always get scared when you see a kid go down and hold his knee. It's good that it's just a calf cramp. I mean, unless you're the one having the calf cramp. Yes.
Nice long drive here from the Dragon offense. Would not hurt my feelings any, especially if we cap it off with a nice touchdown.
Oh, yeah, that would really set the mood. Stat sheets, dumpster fire. Okay. Jamarcus Davis leads Dragons up to the line. Riley, the lone back in the backfield behind him. Derringer in motion. They'll run straight ahead with Davis, and a good play to stop him. I think he thought he had a lane. Yeah. And it just closed real fast.
Yeah, I mean, you could see that. He saw something open up, then the instant he decided to go, they close it up.
Well, bring up a 2nd down and a very long 9. Let's go ahead and call it 10 at the 25. And sometimes, you know, if you think it's there as the quarterback and you know.
You got to make split-second decisions.
Yeah, some quick decisions are sometimes a wrong decision. You never know. Quick pitch to the outside this time, and Fort Scott waiting for it. They kind of pretty much knew that Davis wasn't going to keep it up the middle again. And so they closed down the outside, nowhere to go for Landon Profit, and he's driven out of bounds after a loss of about 4 back to the 21. So,
Landon's had some pretty big runs tonight.
Yep, that wasn't one of them. Brings up 3rd and 14, so a long situation here for the Dragons. And if you're Pittsburgh, no need to do anything crazy here.
Nope.
If you can pick it up with your feet, great. If you can't, nothing wrong with punting that ball down to the other side of the field and playing some defense. If you're the Dragons in this situation, 2 wide receivers off to the far side. They'll put Derringer in motion again, fake the pitch. Now Davis back to pass, nowhere to go with it, scrambling around. Now he's going to let it fly late up the sideline, and fortunately, falls incomplete because it's about 5 yards. Really, the only person with a shot at it was wearing white. So now the Dragons in a punting situation. And
you're just looking to get a big punt here, get them back. You can gain a lot of ground just off of this series here. Your defense comes out, makes some good stops. All of a sudden, you're back.
And Fort Scott hasn't looked great fielding kicks tonight.
No, they haven't.
Just going to say that. Hasn't looked great. Good snap. Punt is away. High end over end. Punt. Going to hit and take a dragon bounce at the 45 and a dragon roll across the 40, across the 35. And they'll down it at about the 33.
And that's how you flip the field right there. Now we just need a nice stand. You know, if we can get a takeaway, great. If they got a punt, well, look how much better off we are.
5:20 to play in the ball game. Pittsburgh leading by 7, 22-15. Fort Scott with it. First down and 10 at their own 32. I'm going to call it the 32.
32-ish.
32-ish yard line. Cannon under center. They stay in that split back look. Straight ahead. And not much there that time for Paxton Allen as that Dragon defensive line comes up with a stop that time.
Yeah, Cole Hayden with a nice tackle.
Call it a 2nd down and 9. Okay, we'll call it 2nd down and 8. Let's do everything you want to do. At the 34. 4 minutes, 50 seconds. Clock's running. Dragons trying to get to 500 and secure this homecoming win over the Fort Scott Tigers who have come in tonight. Pretty game opponent. And have not been an easy out tonight for the Dragons.
Dillingham did a great job crashing in, getting his hands on him and riding him down to the ground without giving up too many yards. So
Creed Clayton, on the carry that time. I'm going to give him a gain of about 5. Bring up a 3rd down and 3. At the 39. And again, Cannon straight ahead. Dragons, it depends on the spot. Let's see here. It's going to be close to the first. I think he's got it up to about the 42. Yeah, it's close. And they're going to say first down. Move the sticks. Not even going to measure.
Another tackle by Dawson Hall.
1st and 10 for the Tigers. Clock's running. Under 3:45 to play. And the Dragons, you can't fall asleep on the pass defensively. I know Fort Scott's been running it all night, but they got to score some points here. And there's probably only one real good way they're going to do it after a gain of about 2 that time for Creed Clayton up to the 45.
Mason Derringer and company on the tackle.
2nd down and 7, but most importantly, clock continues to run.
Yeah. Yeah, at this point, the clock is definitely not.
It's the 12th man for the Dragons for sure. They're not going to get this ball snapped before 3 minutes, so it will be under 2 minutes, or under 3 minutes,
Good job.
And the Dragons swallow that one up right at the 45. Minimal gain that time.
Yeah, Alex Henspeter gets through, wraps his feet up, and it looked like Parker Penamani hit him up top, bring him down with minimal gain.
Call it 3rd and 7 from the 45. Cannon talking things over with his backs before he gets up under center. Clock running, 2:25 and counting. Dragons get a man through. Here comes a screen pass underneath. It's going to be short of a first down up to the 50.
All right, another 4th down. What do you think they're going to do?
Well, it's only a 4th and 2.
I know.
There's a lot of options.
There's a lot of options.
On a 4th and 2. I think it's going to be Cannon right up the gut. But
it's been pretty effective for him so far.
It has been. It's not the most explosive play, but if you just need 2 yards, 6 feet, that's been a pretty dependable way to get it tonight for the Tigers.
So watch this battle up front.
Under 2 minutes now. Cannon going to carry straight ahead, and I think he's going to get it. It'll be, he falls forward to the 48, so he got 2, and he needed 1, so that'll do it.
Oh. I mean,
no measurement again.
No measurement.
Don't waste time with it. I mean, shoot.
Yeah.
I mean, what are those chains for anyway?
I mean, they look nice.
Yeah, they do look good over there. I'm a big fan of eyeballing it. That's why I've never built anything square in my life. But
yeah, I guess they haven't heard the term of measure twice, cut once.
Right. What's going on? The clock is stopped.
There is some movement here.
Is there a timeout? What is going on?
Oh! Are we measuring?
Oh, we're going to measure?
Hey,
what? What?
I mean, I just,
I mean, what the heck,
I like
Fourth
the
quarter, 7-point game. What the heck? Let's go ahead and measure this thing. But it looks like he had it.
Yeah, I think he probably did.
And he did by the nose of the ball.
Actually closer than what I thought.
Yeah, I thought he had it by half a yard, but
yeah.
He had it by half the length of the football.
But I mean, those guys have been standing out there with the chains. Give them their moment.
Yeah, and one of them's a girl, to be fair.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, I mean,
a woe man.
Guys in the
a woe man.
Grand
yes.
sense of
right. Yeah. I just thought I'd point out the member of the fairer sex over there on the chain gang. So 1st and 10, Tigers from the Pittsburg 48. Dragons showing pressure. They come with a blitz. Cannon back to pass, being pressured. Reverses his field. Now reverses it again. Throws forward. The Dragons get a tackle in the backfield. It's a loss of about 10 yards on the pass completion from Cannon to Paxton Allen.
Yes. Dillingham, he flushes the quarterback out.
No flag, so no bondsman this time for Fort Scott. And it's timeout, Tigers. They want to talk it over.
Yeah, number 90, Garrett Dillingham, flushes the quarterback out, comes around, and as he reverses his traction there, as it reverses, he's able to get around. Dillingham gets a hand on him and not quite able to get there, and then Pinamani and Pardee take him down.
We're going to go ahead and call that our hit of the game, brought to you by Vietti Auto Body and Alignment, the official tire and car care provider of Pittsburgh Sports Live. In Pittsburgh on the corner of 4th and Joplin since 1948. Vietti is Pittsburgh's authorized dealer for Michelin, BF Goodrich, and Uniroyal tires. Plus, they've been the area's top collision repair shop for decades. So go see the crew at Vietti Auto Body and Alignment. Give them a call, 620-231-6230. They've been the premier auto body shop in this area since before the internet. And there was a time before the internet, kids. Let me tell you. Called the golden years. Back when nobody had a camera in their pocket.
Oh, man.
When mom and dad didn't know where I was all the time. Now as an adult, they know where I am all the time. 1:23 to play. 2nd down and very long for Fort Scott. Sure looks like 2nd and about 15 or more, 17. Cannon's going to air this one out. High arcing pass. Picked off by Malachi Meadows.
Yes.
There it is. Dragons come up with the interception. Dexter Williams looking for a flag, not going to get it. As Meadows comes away with that one, and Allen still feeling that calf cramp a little bit as Williams, still feeling that calf cramp a little bit as he heads back to his defensive spot. The Dragons will take over on the 28, 1st down and 10, minute 17 to play. Pittsburgh, you maybe need to pick up a 1st down, depending on how many timeouts Fort Scott's going to call. I think they just got one timeout. So Dragons might need one 1st down
and Malachi
to put
Meadows,
this baby to bed.
Huge night, 2 very timely interceptions.
Yeah, one at the goal line and this one to shut down a promising drive in the waning moments of the ball game. Malcolm Riley trying to get that student section for the Dragons fired up. And there's the victory formation in the knee taken by Davis. Now, Jamarcus, that's not going to help your rushing average. Clock running. Under a minute.
Happy homecoming.
Man, oh, man. And the Dragons needed this. Gets them back to 500 on the year. 2-2 heading into next week's game as we welcome in Paola. There's the knee. Some little bit of nudging and shoving.
Yeah,
up front.
That's a rivalry.
Yeah.
A little bit of this, a little bit of that. That's all right.
Yep. His teammates are talking to Austin Harrington, 6'5", 315-pound senior. And that's going to be the final play of the game. Pittsburgh Purple Dragons get their second win of the season over their rival, the Fort Scott Tigers. They win this one 22-15, and it all swung in that third quarter. Dragons down 15-9 at the break, and they come back in the in the third quarter, take the lead back with 2 touchdowns in the third, and they come away with a 7-point win over the Fort Scott Tigers. We'll step away for a quick break, and we'll be back with the post-game show. You're watching Dragon Football on Pittsburgh Sports Live.
It's the rush. Every touchdown, basket, goal, or lap is filled with excitement. It's why we love the game. It's why we play the game. It's also why we bet on the game. The rush is why we need a plan to bet responsibly and not lose more than we can afford. Problem sports gambling can ruin the love we have for sports. So know when enough is enough. Know when the game is playing you. Contact 1-800-GAMBLER for help today.
Nothing says luxury like a Lincoln. Take advantage of 0% financing for 66 months right now on the all-new Lincoln Navigator. Come see us today at Mike Carpino Family of Ford Lincoln Dealerships, Columbus, Parsons, Pittsburgh.
Welcome back to historic Hutch Field. It's a happy environment tonight for those wearing the purple and white as the Dragons come away with a 22-15 win over the Fort Scott Tigers here on homecoming. A great atmosphere tonight, a great crowd, and the Dragons really gave them a show, and so did the Fort Scott Tigers.
They did.
They could have rolled over and started thinking about next week after the end of that first quarter when they were trailing 9-0. They did not. They came battling back, took the 15-9 lead into the half, but the Dragons answered in the third, came back, kind of like Big Brother, and said enough of that, and took the lead back after the third. Dragons were up by 7, and they held that lead for the entire fourth quarter, kept Fort Scott out of the end zone, did enough on offense to slow the Tigers down a little bit. Were able to punt the ball out of trouble when they were in it, and come away with the big win tonight, a solid win here at home on homecoming, and something they can feel good about and build on next week as we welcome in Paola.
Yeah, if you take the second quarter out of this, the Dragons looked really good all night.
Mm-hmm.
Second quarter, but you got to play 4, right?
Right.
At least.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we can't just take the second quarter out, but if you could, man, pretty dang good game.
And the second quarter, it's not, to me, it's when they got away from what works for them. And Coach Darrell Royal, great coach of the Texas Longhorns, said dance with who brung you. And the Dragons are an option team. And when they went back to that option in the third quarter, everything kind of fixed itself.
Yeah.
And
everything was clicking.
Yeah, they got it going. And that option in the second half is when your physicality really starts to take a toll on your opponent. And I think that's what we saw a little bit in that third quarter. And Dragons fortunate to come out of here with the win, but it was a well-earned one. It's not like Fort Scott lost the game. The Dragons found a way to win it.
Right. I agree with that assessment totally. That Fort Scott definitely came to play.
Yeah. Yeah, you take your hats off to those kids, and they fall to 1-3 on the season, and their next game is at Labette County. Watch out!
Yeah, I'm telling you, Labette County.
You watch out for those guys.
They look really good.
Yeah, and they're out in Wellington tonight. I'd be interested to see how they're doing. And then, of course, there's a Frontenac-Girard game going on somewhere in this county tonight, and maybe we get a score update on that as well. But Purple Dragons, most importantly, come out of here with a win tonight. 22-15 over the Fort Scott Tigers. They beat their rival. You can feel good about that. Got a homecoming win. You can feel good about that too. And, maybe these guys can bother to show up to the dance tonight because they got the W.
Yeah, you might as well.
Might as well go to the dance, So we'll take a quick break. We'll be back with more of the post-game show. Dragons win this one 22-15 over the Fort Scott Tigers. You're watching Dragon Football on Pittsburgh Sports Live.
Whether you're trying to make the most of the next harvest, navigating a changing business landscape, or planning for the next chapter in your life, the professionals at Prime Accounting Solutions are here to help. With 10 locations, Prime Accounting offers convenient, friendly accounting and tax services at a fair price. Payroll, bookkeeping, business planning, personal tax filing, and more. And now Prime is the place to go for insurance. To find a location near you, go to primeaccounting.net.
At the Farm and Ranch Division of the Four-State Agency, we're a team of experts who genuinely care about you and your farming operation. That's why whether it's a visit to your farm or a friendly chat at our office, we're committed to delivering the service you deserve. Our team is fully licensed in both crop insurance and LRP, allowing us to cover your entire farming operation across Kansas, Missouri, Oklahoma, and Arkansas. Contact us today to see how we can help.
Selling equipment can be a hassle. Whether you're needing to replace an old tractor or you're finally getting to retire, the time and energy needed to clean, prep, promote, and sell seems daunting. That's why you need Tyler Jackman and Big Iron Auctions. From one piece to the whole farm, Big Iron Auctions can deliver your items to more than 750,000 registered bidders. Call Tyler Jackman at 620-404-8115 or learn more at bigironauctions.com. From the phone call to the service call, Roto-Rooter is there with fast and reliable sewer and drain service. From repair and replacement to septic and grease trap pumping, Roto-Rooter is here for you. With video inspections, Roto-Rooter can identify the exact issue to get the repair done quickly and correctly. Complete sewer line repairs or replacements, Roto-Rooter has you covered. Serving Crawford, Bourbon, and Cherokee counties, Roto-Rooter, 620-231-5630.
Nothing says luxury like a Lincoln. Take advantage of 0% financing for 66 months right now on the all-new Lincoln Navigator. Come see us today at Mike Carpino Family of Ford Lincoln Dealerships, Columbus, Parsons, Pittsburgh.
Welcome back to Hutch Field, downtown Pittsburgh, Kansas. And the Dragons come out tonight with a 22-15 win over their rival from just up the Military Road in Fort Scott. And Dragons win this one 22-15. And back and forth game tonight for both teams. Had their moments where they looked real sharp. The Dragons had more of those moments.
Yeah.
And able to come away with the win tonight. But you know, you don't take anything away from these kids from Fort Scott. They played one heck of a second quarter to get back into this game after being down 9-0. And they could have packed it in. And they could have started thinking about the bus ride home and what they're going to have for breakfast tomorrow. But they came out in the second quarter, got right back into the game, took a lead into the half. Dragons came out in the third quarter, righted the ship, and were able to score 14 unanswered in the second half. And they're going to come away with the 22-15 win tonight. And the Dragons back in action next Friday night when we welcome in the Paola Panthers. And that'll be a good one for you. We'll have kickoff at 7 o'clock, but pregame will start at 6:30 here on Pittsburgh Sports Live, and we'll have that one for you coming up next Friday. Fort Scott back in action next Friday as they travel to Labette County. And that's not quite the cakewalk that it used to be, as we can attest. And so the Tigers doesn't get much easier for them as they head out to Altamont to take on Labette County next week. But Pittsburgh does improve to 2-2 on the season and back to 500.
Yeah.
So that's good news for the Dragons, and hopefully they keep this one going forward. And Keisha released the new classifications for next year for football. Pittsburgh pretty much dead center in the middle of Class 5A. We're not going anywhere.
No.
But Mill Valley bumped up to 6A. And so that's good news. Everybody happy to see them go. And I'm sure everybody in 6A is like, oh, great. You know. But Mill Valley will be 6A next year, so some things are going to shift around. And if you get a chance to take a look at that announcement from Keisha, I believe Sports in Kansas had it. A couple other different sites had it. You can check it out there. But nothing changes for the Dragons. They're going to stay in Class 5A, but it'll be nice to bid farewell to Mill Valley, I'll tell you that for sure. But tonight, Dragons get the 22-15 win over the Fort Scott Tigers. And we do want to take a moment to say a word about a member of the Southeast Kansas football community. Coach Carl Roth passed away earlier this week. And he was a longtime assistant coach for Pittsburg State. I mean, he was a grad assistant there, came up, through the system under Coach Chuck Broyles, won national championships with Broyles and with Coach Tim Beck, and was an assistant at Colgan, and passed away earlier this week. He's close friends with darn near every coach in this area, and anybody who ever met Carl, he was a fantastic guy. And our hearts go out to his family and his wife Megan, and all of our hearts are with you. And Carl's going to be missed, and I'm not sure what else to say about that, JJ. It's a heck of a loss for all of us here in Southeast Kansas.
The impact that he made far beyond anything just you could count on a football field. He touched so many lives, and his memory will certainly live on.
And with that, we're going to take a break. We'll be back with more of the post-game show here in a bit. Dragons win it 22-15 over the Fort Scott Tigers. You're watching Purple Dragon football on Pittsburgh Sports Live.
It's the rush. Every touchdown, basket, goal, or lap is filled with excitement. It's why we love the game. It's why we play the game. It's also why we bet on the game. The rush is why we need a plan to bet responsibly and not lose more than we can afford. Problem sports gambling can ruin the love we have for sports. So know when enough is enough. Know when the game is playing you. Contact 1-800-GAMBLER for help today.
Having the right financial partner can make all the difference. Community National Bank and Trust believes banking should do more than just hold your money. We support your goals, simplify your day-to-day, and give you room to grow with quality banking services. Withdraw, transfer, invest, apply for loans, and talk with our banking professionals online, over the phone, or in person. Let Community National Bank and Trust help you build a banking experience that works for you. Community National Bank and Trust, equal housing lender and member FDIC.
Chicken Annie's of Girard is something to crow about. Their family-style restaurant continues a Southeast Kansas tradition with their specialty, fried chicken, plus famous homemade onion rings, chicken and noodles, and so much more. And of course, their delicious homemade pies. Dine in or carry out available. Chicken Annie's of Girard has the best value, flavor, and service in the area. Stop in soon or call for catering. 620-724-4090.
You've heard go big or go home. At Big Iron Auctions, you can go big from home. With thousands of pieces of equipment, active auctions, bidding at your convenience, and an easy-to-use site, BigIronAuctions.com can help you grow big. Call Tyler Jackman at 620-404-8115 to see how Big Iron Auctions can help grow your operation. Bid now, list now at BigIronAuctions.com.
At GN Bank, we're your neighbor. We see you at the store. We cheer with you at the local football games, serving you with the same friendly faces you have come to know and trust. GN Bank, the best place to bank and borrow.
At Girard Medical Center, our physical and occupational therapy department is dedicated to helping you bounce back stronger. Whether you're recovering from an injury, surgery, or just want to move better every day. From student athletes to seniors, we provide personalized care and expert support right here at home. To learn more about our therapy department and our other services, visit GirardMedicalCenter.com, a proud supporter of the Girard Trojans and your hometown team for health and healing. Rooted in rural, focused on you.
When it comes to having your labs drawn, you have a choice of where to go. For 30 years, MagLab has focused on providing quality lab work that is accurate and timely. MagLab's walk-in service typically gets you in and out in under 5 minutes with same-day results. Locally owned and operated, MagLab takes most insurances, including Medicaid, and has historically had the lowest out-of-pocket prices. So when it comes to having labs drawn, don't be told where to go. Choose for yourself. Choose MagLab.
Hold on. It's monstrous.
With Crawcan's multi-gig internet, you can experience monstrous speeds for every device in your home or business at the same time for a low, no-nonsense price.
Welcome back one final time to historic Hutch Field, downtown Pittsburg, Kansas, built by the WPA during the Great Depression. And there's very little depression tonight if you're wearing purple and white as the Dragons get the win, 22-15 over the Fort Scott Tigers. About this missing floor tile. It's like a 32nd of an inch.
Oh, it'll get you.
Yeah, you got to watch out. It's a good thing I'm not litigious. And for those of you tuning in from Fort Scott, litigious means that you're liable to sue people. Yeah. So the Dragons get the win tonight, 22-15 over the Fort Scott Tigers. Are going to welcome in Paola next week. We'll have that for you here on Pittsburgh Sports Live. Kickoff 7 o'clock. Pregame coverage starts at 6:30. Fort Scott on the road next week. They are at Labette County, but we don't have to worry about that anymore. That's somebody else's problem. So for J.J. Carlinger, I'm Josh Lettner saying thanks for joining us from Hutch Field. Dragons win it 22-15. You've been watching Dragon Football on Pittsburgh Sports Live.